Oh, she died. I think she just flashed over and hit me. It would have been fine. Anyway, okay. Finally.
Missing HP, but
Okay.
missing some of the spells.
Let's go.
So some shenanigans went on, but nothing too dangerous.
Right. What do we have?
As I'm seeing, there is some vision that's been put down by both
I'm
teams.
going to cut all that out for the VOD. So
Assume Baus is, guarding top side of the map.
we've been streaming for an hour and a half.
Almost
We're now
certainly
1
now.
minute into the first game.
It's been a little while since that delay, so
What I said before was that I think that for the first game on stage, I'd much rather have LL's draft, even though I think there's some strong things for Verdant, because it's so much harder to play.
especially once those level 6s come in, the Grand Star for the Pantheon.
Yeah, he's so top lane. His face is the top lane.
2v2 matchup as well. As we pan over it, expect Devon and Tori to have a bunch of priority down here, and you really have to look towards Reckless to try and find these good entrances. With
I think actually after level 1,
That you guys know me.
Zaya and Rakan I think can fight back a bit. I think Bard's not as strong in lane as people think.
Reckless sort of pair up together with Valia to try
And
get
it is the Halo Blades show.
because if Pantheon does, he actually
So that's
is
gonna
strong enough
be,
to will take over the game, and Danka is the kind of guy that will look for
I think,
the
better
first
into
advantage
Ambessa.
to try and get ahead.
Well, especially like we had Aragon, who is a massive Wukong talking point. As always, he comes out.
Baus also has Velia in his cam, whatever.
So you have to kind of, you can set up on the Pantheon. Pantheon, he can jump in, find the stuns.
Yeah, Ambessa, Pantheon, Talia, all those kind of things and Bard that are really good into
Here's the driving force of
Syndra because she's immobile, also really bad into Zaya.
so much participation when it comes to
And I think
when it comes
this is the thing, is that I don't think any team in ERL is good enough to win the game not ever fighting,
They can keep up with, right? It's sort of like
or
a bingo
win the
card,
game
right?
before the first
This
fight
is what Verdant
happens.
is really good at. Level
Especially in the NLC, I just don't think any of us are good enough.
side lane dives.
And so you're going to get 5v5s. And so, like, how are you 5v5ing with this comp where, like, anyone catches any ability, anyone gets stunned, anyone gets knocked up by or charmed by Reckless, they're one shot. No one is tanky enough. They're insta dive. So, like, how you play that, I think, is so hard. It's like the first draft that Verdant did against us. You have to be so far ahead in lane, I think, to win this.
Coming through from Devon and Tori, and Tori, hold on, SLT.
hold on, SLT. He's looking for the damage onto Baus. Baus is going to just flash away. SLT.
Nice. That's big.
First blood to Verdant.
SLT bringing us back the deja vu from the 50-minute game. Solo killing Baus again. Thora with a very nice roam right here. You were mentioning the bot lane priority, Jamada. That's what frees Bard, right? You're pushing the wave. Cork is very safe underneath this tower because the wave is pushing towards him, so he doesn't have to overextend. And Tora gets a free timer to roam in.
That's big.
Keeping track of the Bard is going to be so important. For
Because also it's on the wave, you know?
He's gonna dodge away from that
Okay, so
knockup.
Baus gets to pick up most of it, but he's also going to be up in XP. He's going to be up in
He's gonna toy with his
levels. He's going to fuck with Velia.
The monkey's not going to do anything. Level 4 Wukong doesn't really have the impact. SLT feeling comfortable there.
And it's how you come out of these pauses is really important and actually makes a really big deal. Like, it's how you deal with these kind of situations often is the team that wins, not necessarily the best team.
And then he just completely turned around.
Like, how are you going to deal with the fact that you just fucked around and did nothing for an hour and a half? And it's like, the thing that's so difficult about it, that's really hard to explain unless you've been in that situation, is that it's not just an hour and a half. If the pause starts and you knew this was going to be an hour and a half wait, it would actually be okay. It's because it could be 2 minutes and it could be an hour and a half. And you have to always be ready to go, but you also have to be like ready to relax and not go for another hour, you know?
Verdant playing this slow and steady, stealing jungle camps away.
So they need to be so far ahead. They got push in mid, they got push in top, they won the top 1v1 as well. They need to, with this Bard roam, they need to get stuff done, but Corky's resetting late. I think Corky should just stay, honestly. Corky should just stay bot. Velia should not go in. Like, imagine if Corky was also just crashing a bot wave now.
A coin with
Like,
two
why?
sides right here. LR
Okay, we can jump back.
You can see
So you collect the wave here.
top side, but more importantly as
Maybe you... Okay. Maybe you say you don't know that they're roaming up to this top side, and I am only saying this because I know they're roaming. But if Corky pushes the next wave as well, then this is mega disaster, because the map is like, you then also lose a wave bot for this, because Baus has no TP to go down and collect it.
Journey to safety. Verdant 2-0 up.
A coin with two sides right here. LR opted in a 2 versus 3. Because as Yamada very nicely spotted, Torre was moving already. Senkux was also moving from mid lane, so this was always going to be numbers advantage for Verdant. However, top lane wave was...
And like I said, this is exactly what they need. They need this to keep going, but somehow they're kind of close in gold, because they're 20 CS down in bot lane until they pick up this wave. So you just needed to crash this wave in bot. Like, I don't know how you're so far behind in bot lane. And this is the problem against LR. Like, they just don't give a shit about kills. They only give a shit about gold, and they give a shit about kills in that it gives you gold, but no more than that. And so you get into this situation a bunch. 2 kills, a couple hundred gold.
I'm looking at the mid lane matchup though, because Senkux is running
300 gold. That's not as much as 1 kill. 1 kill's 450, right, with assists?
They're gonna need Senkux on the map.
So they're not even 1 kill behind,
Does not have teleport
even though it's
either,
0-2.
so it's gonna be him struggling to get into place. As in jumps Reckless, finds the knock up onto 2. Velia actually gonna get found out here by
I think when it's this stage, like you obviously you'd rather be ahead on anyone else. I think literally the game is over at this stage. Like, how bad is that? But like, we're dropping a wave to go and kill Wukong, and like, yeah, you killed him, but it's not as big as this kill. This kill, when there's no jungle camps up, or okay, like there's one jungle camp up, is bigger than taking a kill back when you lose a whole wave. And now they're heading gold.
that is big.
And Verdant need to be ahead. So like, Verdant, Cho'Gath doesn't need that much gold, but like, well, firstly he builds this weird AP build, so gold is better. But also like, it's a bit of a cope, like this whole thing of, oh, I can just give up gold. It's more like, once you get a couple of items, tanks you can drop a wave proactively to make something happen, and say, okay, right, I give up gold, I let Ambessa just push, and I group on mid lane, and I get us a dragon. That, absolutely. But just like, I died, but it's okay because I'm Cho, is never really actually applying, I think, in the game anymore. Like, you need enough gold, you know?
Torre is here to cover, so he'll at the very least check in, but you can see on the minimap, Reckless, Nemesis, they're also walking over, so Torre, he's not even going to really get...
So it is probably going to be Dragon for Grubs, I would guess, on the elongated trade.
They'll know that red buff is gone.
Reckless is going to be there, so Nemesis gets pushed in mid, I would think. And they steal the red. Yeah, they get pushed in mid, they steal the red. They get pushed in top with Crowny just 1v1. And they're just up in CS. They're just CSing better.
I think the angle really is just a cross-map play onto back.
And it doesn't matter what champs they've got. LR with Grubs is just better than other NLC teams with Grubs. Other ERL teams with Grubs. Because they just prio waves way more than anyone else does. And that was our biggest weakness this split, I think. We just... The only play is 3-man on Baus. He's going to reset. He's got TP up in 2 seconds. I think they dive in full HP. I think they have to dive in full HP when he TP's back. You still have some time while mid wave is dead, but they're not going to do it. That's a ballsy call, but I do think you should go for that. He's not strong enough. Okay, now they go. Let him push back out. This also works. Yeah, so now they are going to 3-man him. I think they could have done it straight under the tower and instantly denied him the wave as well. They drop a wave in mid.
So Verdant put all of their eggs into that bot lane basket, and that's an eclipse onto an Ambessa.
That's quite a juicy Ambessa here for SL2. 3-0.
So the question is, can SLT carry, basically? Can SLT do enough to like win the game? And it's going to be against a Fed Syndra and a Fed Xayah. Because Xayah's up in gold and has a cull, by the way. He's 400 gold up, and he will be 750 gold up.
Potentially answer out
I
some
think it's
of what
impossible,
Verdant are
honestly,
looking at.
against this comp.
That bottom side
There's so much CC as well. Like, you jump in, you get silenced. You get
a
one shot.
small bit of a precedent and pace up in
Unlucky.
this isolation. One
I think
front
it's
line
hard.
top laners.
And this is what I mean about the comp being difficult to play. You've got no front line.
And it really is on SLT to be the one to extend that lead as well.
Even it's just as simple as that. Like, there's more things that go into it, but you can actually think about it just as simple as that. There's no front line, and so it's hard to play. It's always hard to play no front line, especially against a team with CC and single target damage. So Syndra's done,
No ultimate though.
No ulti.
Rakan knock up, Wukong ult, Cho'Gath CC.
Commit for quickness, tries to knock up, that's going to be an instant jump out, but can't make the connection onto Devon. Tempered Fate
Yeah.
will not save
And
his
Crowny's
life.
just so far ahead
A little bit of
because
damage
he's
on the way out, but it's one
nearly 1k up and a cull. This is another kill about to cash in 30 more CS.
Thor recast the ult, trying to flash potentially into it and then walk towards his tower having the heal, but they never gave him that opportunity. The CC chain was fantastic from LR.
It's like Zyra is 1-0
For the time being,
and
Reckless
up
gets
in
just
CS.
the
As
kill.
soon as this happens, another couple of waves, he's going to be. It's like 2-0.
Try and acquire as much gold as you can. Remember, this is, the first 15 minutes, almost 20 or so. This
So
is
I
the
think
moment
I would
of
say
moment inside
if you're
the
going to do a draft like this as Verdant, I think you should do it in the later stage.
They're going to get significantly stronger, right? They're going to have more agency to make
Personally.
plays, but more importantly, respond to the plays as long as they've got numbers in the right place.
Absolutely, right now it is everyone just back onto reset. Dragon spawning up in a minute's time, so attention and vision is going to get shifted over towards here. No Rift Tail to worry about. SLT, where is he going to go? Is he going to be here for the fight, or is he going to try and take something on the other side of the map when Lost Return is going to turn their attention towards Dragon?
I feel like SLT should stick around, playing around bounce, right? He's an whole item up. He actually bulls him in lane. He's managed to get ahead in CS. However, what I'm looking for in terms of the team fights later on is the fact that Verdant have a lot more agents on how they want to play those team fights. There's a lot of sleeper champions, if you will, a lot of disruptors with the Talia and the Pantheon. However, LR want to stick to that formation of the front to back. We've got our tank, well, quote unquote, for Bows on the top side, and we've got our
So it's
backbone
even
to
game,
engage play from
even
the back.
gold,
If Verdant
but
wants to disrupt this entire
it's hard
chaos,
because if you're not ahead, it's so hard to avoid fights.
Oh, Reckless actually stopped Devon's back here, so
He's out of mana. I think
Yeah.
he can give Dragon, to be honest.
that's what I'm thinking. I think that's actually a really important base to stop. Devon can stick around, but
he has to now.
yeah, I mean,
Have no mana.
Oh, Tempered Fate makes the connection here onto Crowley. Can they find the follow-up? Looking for the close bit finding. There's going to be the Featherstone. Danker jumps forward. They find the knockback.
He was mega greedy, but he's still going to get away with it, even though the stun doesn't hit.
And the unleashed power makes the connection. Danker gets the portal to safety. Verdant hold on to their lives.
I mean, literally, Max. Yeah, I know you said that a while ago. But the most recent thing I can see in the chat is Into Zaya seems hard. That just sums up that play. Into Zaya seems hard. Crowny was so greedy with his sums, so greedy with his ult. It doesn't matter. He wasn't even close to dying.
But that's not Dragon though, because look who's mid lane. SLT seeing the play. You said Senkax covers stone, but SLT covers mid, pushes the wave, and heads towards that river. But now with the more resets coming through for Verdant, the death of Devon, this is completely LR territory.
Yeah, I mean, this feels kind of doomed, even though it's 4-4.
too low for Danker. I was wondering maybe Senkax could see a little bit of
Yeah, I mean, like,
but Dragon looks like it's
like Crowny can dodge all that if he wants to, but he is just thinking like, do I actually need to flash here? Do I actually need to ult this Bard ult? Nah, I'm fine. Do I actually need to flash this Talia W? Nah, I'm fine. And then he flashes afterwards, like it just keeps baiting them forward. And that's the worry. Is that looks like, oh, you can read that and say like, oh, we almost got a pick on Zaya, and it's like, no, guys, you never almost got a pick on Zaya. If it looked like Zaya was gonna die, she would have just used any of her tools to get away. He just knew he was not gonna die. But to Verdant's credit, in our series, they came back mega strong after a game like this,
of these last couple of
where they just
sequences.
needed to get ahead, didn't get ahead, and lost.
2K gold right now.
Then they came back really, really strong in the next game. I mean, we had I think we entered the draft, but still.
third dragon of the game are gonna be so important.
So it's not,
As we get closer to these timers, LR are gonna have
for
to
me,
focus on
this
both.
game
Nemesis
feels
has
really
that
tough.
front
LR can still, of course, make mistakes. Verdant can still, of course, win.
quickly and Crowny
But this feels really, really hard.
very close to 2 items already.
Yeah, he's really starting to stack up.
Crowny's 1.2k up already.
I don't feel like SLT's
And at this stage of the game, Verdant need to be ahead. Their one big thing is like, okay, that's a nice pick. They went too far forward. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Let's see how that happened actually. They're just contesting River Vision when they have no pushes. Corki gets pushed in mid, Talia just can come down because there's no push in top side, and she just comes down quicker with ult. There's a bit of an int from Reckless, unfortunately. Are they still contesting this? I mean, Crownie is mega strong. Oh my god. I mean, it's doomed, isn't it? It's absolutely doomed. Okay, SLT smurfed that on the landing, but it's still doomed. I mean, the thing that worries me is how confidently they went into that 4v5. Not just the fact that they went into it, but the fact that they're like, there didn't seem to be a question of like, can we contest this? It was like, we're still winning this. And everyone obviously has to be thinking about the fact that they're low to the Cho'Gath ult. Oh, Cho'Gath doesn't have ult, actually. And now they're 2k down. Like, how is this so easy for them? Faust is resetting and then he's going to TP. So he's TPing him with full HP. But Pantheon just gets one tap. They just play together. This, I mean, like I said, this was my worry. Like, Verdant were better than us this split, for sure. Verdant were the second best team, for sure. Like, I think their first series against Rich Gang was, like, a little bit unfortunate, but still. But our series was not a good standard, so that's what made me very worried. This makes me worried too, and LR do not have any champ pool problems later in the series. Nemesis, like Syndra, is what their whole comp is built to kill. So it's good. It's hard to tell with the replay, like how he's in that situation. He can't be pushing up like that when they don't have push everywhere else, because even if the push everywhere else doesn't protect him, the thing is that the push everywhere else, yeah, the push everywhere else means that if you go for him, you lose on other sides of the map. Don't lose the wave, Faust. Now they get first tower as well. TP back to mid. And again, you had to win early. I don't think any ERL team is good enough to play these comps. I've not seen one that is. Haven't watched enough LFL. But I don't think Galleons is winning by playing like this kind of shit. Or whoever you want to use as your example as best ERL team at the moment. Or LR, obviously.
I think the scary thing for me is the fact that you're
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. You're right. I know what you mean. Like, if Cho'Gath has no gold, literally zero, he still provides a lot to a fight. Like, if you knock up the right person, if you knock up anyone on Verdant's team and Cho'Gath has 0 gold, they still die. So that's still insanely good. And if you silence Ambessa when she ults, after she ults, she gets silenced, she just dies. She just throws someone in the air, slams them on the ground, gets silenced, dies. So I think Ambessa into Cho is hard as well. But the thing is, SLT only plays bruisers, and he plays them really, really well, but he only plays bruisers. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't saying it directly as what you were saying, but I was just saying in general. A lot of times people use it as a cope. The Baus is quite trapped on the Dragon here. Okay, they got really disjointed. Okay, they still stole it. And now you have to dive on this, and 4v5, you lose. Brilliant. So 4v5, you lost Dragon and you lost the fight.
Not an Elder Dragon this time around that he steals away from Verdant to end the game, but pretty much that's a 1-5 for Alar. Again, they lose a member of the get-go for this objective. Faust is isolated by the wall, jumped on instantly by Daka through the wall, and then Alar, the only chance here is get the dragon, get out. It's exactly what they do.
But I mean, like, this is like, how do you play as Ambessa in this game? But what else do you pick with SLT champion pool? Renekton is worse, for sure. Aatrox is gone.
And it doesn't seem like LR are that interested in contesting for the time being. They're picking up blue buff.
No, I don't think,
They're just dropping it in.
They'll not know this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, Verdant will get this for free. And the question is how many flowers
Guys?
are they going to end up getting? How many they are?
Excuse me?
They're on top of Verdant, but they don't have any more zoning tools. to
Okay,
stop
coming
Verdant
straight out of the
from
replay.
SLT.
Reckless is just backing on full HP.
Is buying a lot of time.
Baus has TP. They just don't know this is happening.
And now, actually, Verdant are on top of this Atacon.
They're pinging it.
Doesn't seem like LR are that interested in contesting for the time being. They're picking up blue.
They say they're not, like, full HP, full mana jungler is going the other way.
Yeah, they're just dropping it. I mean, Verdant will get
Why
this
are they
for free.
dropping this?
And the question is, how many flowers are they going to end up getting?
Am I stupid?
How many they on? They're on 12. You're on 12.
Is there a big reason why they should drop this?
20, 28. Okay, wow. I mean, in terms
Verdant,
of raw
like,
stats, they are
Atakan is, like,
they're effectively upping gold
insanely
at this
strong.
point, I would say. Or at least even in terms of actual raw stats.
But also, this was 5v5. Like, how did they just take this?
They add up. But the actual goal.
Did I just... I feel like I must have completely missed something. I saw a full HP Wukong going this way. Like, going up. I saw Rakan basing, and I saw Baus respawning with TP, and they were also pinging Atakan like they knew it was happening. And now they get Crowny Splash.
Again, another juicy target. Every single time there's an objective, whether Crown is missing Flash or Nemesis, they become easily the target for Verdant. However, what I want to say is that Verdant have been very patient.
I mean, it's a major objective.
Objective setup. If it's not their turn, they will just dump the objective altogether. And right here, they're just going toe-to-toe with Alar every single time, whether they've got the advantage or not, which is a bit concerning for me.
I mean...
We talk about mind control when you play against Alar. We saw it for Rich Gang. I don't want to see it here too, man.
Sometimes it feels like LR have the same kind of mind control that T1 do.
Okay.
Uh-oh for a second. Uh-oh again, maybe.
I don't know who's it's 0-4 though. Baus actually ripping through SLT. SLT's got a full set. They're actually going down with the
He's
knock-up
dead.
onto Danko as he joins into the fight. Silence
They lose top tower.
SLT's low. The feast wasn't enough. Danko secures the kill. They'll lose top tower though.
Exactly. The answer is going to be this top tower, but in the extended, Verdant should be able to also get that that bottom rather tier 1 tower as well. So they're still trading up in gold. They're still looking to be proactive in these moments.
It's still so hard to play this because, like, every dragon, in 2 minutes you've got to 5v5 them, and in 2 minutes you've got 5 minutes after that you've got to 5v5 them. Like, it's still hard.
Crown is almost 2,000 gold up. I say group up every single objective if you're Alar and play front to back straight up. The only reason we're seeing that these fights are going Verdant's way is because Crown is not around on those side lane skirmishes. The second he joins another quick lock in the inventory, he's gonna hurt.
He is the Crowny is for sure saying, guys, just fucking fight with me and we will absolutely smash them. If someone was watching their stream, let me know what he was saying there, because I'm pretty, I mean, listen, we're quite delayed, but I'm pretty sure he's just like, this is the freest win ever. Just fucking fight with me and I will kill them all. Okay, so this is what Verdant have got to do, and this is what you do have to do with these kind of comps. But the question is, like, it's not just can you get an advantage like this, can you win the game like this? That's the part that's hard. That's the part I'm saying I don't think any RL teams can do. He's dead again. But they're losing inner tower in bot lane. If it's not close to worth it, guys. You lost control of Dragon as well. You can crash that wave in bot. They do need the reset. You just play mid bot. Fuck top lane. Bao still has TP. This is where he should pivot and build like more. Actually, no, he doesn't. He shouldn't. They clear the mid wave. Both mid waves get cleared. Don't base. 30 seconds.
whilst the wards are definitely getting some coverage, the problem for me is that Reckless only has one more ward left, which he's just dropped there, right in front of the blue bar.
Reckless didn't get a base is not great, but SLT is in a really rough spot. He's just gonna die, isn't he? Crowny just misses. Crowny just shoots. Crowny still has ult. I mean, it's fucking doomed, isn't it? It's so hard to play against Crowny and Nemesis when they're on the champions that they like. If Crowny and Nemesis are on champs that are like good in the 5v5, it's so hard. I mean, yes and no. Like, Baus, if Baus didn't die there, they also, I mean, they do, it's like, it's hard to tell, you know, like it's a chicken and egg situation. He's not dying so that they can get that in a tower. They just overcommit on him so that he dies. And that's where they get the inner tower, you know? Okay, that's a good pick. I don't know how they got into that situation, but that's a good pick.
Everyone's here on this top side of the map. Devon's opening out from mid. Reckless is here to try and provide a bit of vision.
They find the stun onto Reckless. Big thing is SLT has teleport, Baus doesn't, but Crowny, he doesn't.
I mean, Crowny's so strong.
I don't know if you can just stop Baron off this, but they're teleporting in, they're going for it.
I feel that this should have started 10 seconds ago. No ult onto Velia means he can't play for that engage. And the CP on Nemesis, which is now ticking on his death time, only 10 seconds. They have to walk out, they can't do it, they're too late.
It's way too late, but SLT might be able to see if a fish for a pick. They find the teleport onto the monkey. They're going to look for the knockback. That's going to be the kill. Onto him. Massive engage. Jumping in from SLT.
You don't win. Yeah, like, yeah, it's you get a pick, so it's 5v3, but you don't win because you can't kill Crowny. Crowny just kills everybody. Okay, Nemesis has gone very far there. Oh my god, he literally walks in on 100 HP and kills someone. No, it's not about camping top. It's about playing aggressively on side lanes. And it's not like overcommitting resources on side. So like this, sending 3 people top lane for Baus, not worth it. You can't, you play for the tower. You go top with 2 and you play for the tower. You don't send 3 top. You have to clear bot wave properly if you're going to send 3 top. Crowny used both summoners. He got 3 kills.
And then Crowny steps a bit too far forward, but he gets himself the trade kill anyway.
Man,
he had the reckless penta in his eyes. He had the reckless penta in his eyes there. He now has the Navari quick plates. He is exactly, that's the point. Yeah.
I mean, imagine how good this game would be if you didn't just give him a free Atacam, by the way. So like playing on side lanes is not just like full send it on all side lanes all the time, or like try and camp top or mid, like going to sides. The point is that you're like generating, you try and generate time by playing this or this lane. So let's say you're playing Dragon. If you win 5v5, you can just push up mid because mid wave crashes first. And so if you win 5v5, you push up mid wave crashes first. Not only does it give you better access into the river and better access into enemy jungle and stuff like that, there's like easier paths, you can go either way. But also because it crashes first, if you're playing mid and bot, I'm waiting for the waves to spawn. So like if you clear this wave, you can actually clear this wave and then clear that wave because it hits afterwards. So that's why, again, another reason why mid is better. If you get prior from either. And so the team that wins 5v5 gets mid push normally, because if everyone just comes here, then you have a 5v5. Maybe this is too detailed to explain during the game. But this is what I mean. Someone gets hit by something, they die. And so LR just run mid. Ooh, don't want that ult for Baron. Baus just resets and TVs.
It's a great re-engage from LR, and Danka ended up.
They don't need to do this, actually. Honestly, I would say don't bother. You're going to get soul in a minute. Like, I wouldn't. They can, and they will probably get it. But actually, it is jungle one as well. Sorry, yeah, I didn't see that. It's not just a kill, it's a jungler. Yeah, okay.
He's gonna portal. He's gonna portal. Torre looking for the fight. Jumping in. No.
He should never get that. And he has to try, I think, because it's kind of doomed. Now they're going to reset. Now what LR will do is they'll play mid and bot lane. They'll probably just fuck top. They could send someone top if they had TP, but they don't. So they might even just give up this wave. But you can't. Normally this would be an option for the cross map, but you can't because it's Soul. If it was another dragon, Verdant should just ignore it and play mega hard on this side lane. And so this is what I mean by playing side lanes, is like you can actually, okay, so it is a great example. They teleport to bot lane instead, because if they teleport to mid, then you end up in a 5v5, you lose that 5v5, so you have to teleport somewhere else, and if one person shows and one person shows, this should be good. So now they can actually enter the dragon area from this. This is quite hard to explain as the game is going on. And that gives them some of the control, which allows them to get part of this pick on Verdant. And that might actually get them it. They're going to slow this down. He's going to heal off the camp, and he might be able to come back. And I think he's just probably going to just try and flip the steal, to be quite honest. But I don't think he should. He's got 2 camps to seal off. Maybe they just play the fight afterwards. Yeah, Baus got it. I mean, honestly, if you're Cadril or if you're any of the players, this might feel like a close game. But I think this was literally doomed from the first time they got a double kill. Literally when it was 2v2, 2 for 2, I was like, I think this game is done. No, but you also have the Cho'Gath Feast as well, right? Which does more than a Smite. It's got an animation, so it's harder to steal than a Smite, but it does more than Smite. Yeah, so 1500. They just Smite Feast it. Yeah, but I mean, you have to try, right? Like, what do you do as Verdant? And like I said, they got Prio in the side lane. That's exactly what they need to do. They teleported bot lane. They instantly crashed a wave bot, and they got into a position to actually contest the river. And Velia messed up and didn't realize that they were contesting it that fast. It's like, what have you got to do? And like SLT was such a threat in this game. Like if the enemy draft is different, or if our draft is a bit, Verdant draft is a bit different. I do that when I pick a team to like watch from. I say R. Then the fact that it was like a 4-0 or 3-0 Ambessa who was like 2k up or something ridiculous is a massive threat. But like, I mean, it's just Ambessa's just not a threat in this game. And now they just crumble. But as I said, okay, this is a bit of a disaster. You picked a comp that needed to get really far ahead, and you were never ahead. And so yes, you got to 32 minutes, and someone might watch that and say, okay, therefore it was close. But I think this doesn't feel good as players, because the players in this game will know that like this was not a close game. I think both sides should kind of know that. It's always harder to know that, ironically, as the team that wins. But that's what happened against us, and they came back really, really strong in the second game. And they were really proactive, and they absolutely just destroyed us. So there's hope, you know? There's hope that the next game needs to be a bounce back, and needs to be a bounce back early. Hits both of them with a stun as well, and this half-elfing Torre in like one hit. That's a really well-timed Q from Torre. But, I mean, now they're just having fun. Inevitable. Seems a bit.
You kind of see it on Torre's face as well. He kind of knows what's going to be happening here. Again, they get very massively outscaled, and when they're almost 8,000 gold in the lead as well, yeah, it's so impossible to catch them. Mikhail, you pointed it out, Scimitar, and Cleanse. Crowny's just stuck in the front line.
I mean, Crowny's literally just walking forward. And anyone gets stunned by anything, they die. I think Verdant can't do this comp off stage, but you definitely cannot do this on stage as your first game. Like, it's so hard. Whoever wins the group top 5v5 in ERLs so often wins the big stage game, the first big stage game. And it's almost silly to say, but I think it's true.
They're still trying to make an escape, but Verdant, they're being a thorn in their sides. Don't think they have the damage to really make it anything more than that, though.
I'm not gonna lie, I see Senkax putting his EW on the floor, and usually you want a W towards you, right? You put that E in front of you, you want a W towards you. I don't think it was W anyway. Because the second Mercs come through and that stun stops happening, then they're way too close proximity to that Talia. And when you don't have flash, when your teammates don't have flash, that gets very, very scary. Saying that though, they're not following the rules. Not many of them have Max.
That is the
I see many stuns and not enough Max. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man.
Why would you put yourself on a tight timer?
I don't see a single one, actually.
It's a good question. Wait, I'll read it out for people on YouTube. Max was asking, why would you put yourself on a tight timer in a corner when you can pick a less sinful draft and just trust your hands in late game? I think these kind of drafts come from step by step by step picking things that you think are good. And for me, the murder is the 4-5. Blinding Bard as some sort of takeaway is really hard, and then Ambessa
You've got a Tilly, you've got a Corki, but you can't make it connect.
They're simply past their window of power.
Yeah.
is too hard.
Really make a fight happen as this SLT is able to
Like,
set up
if
a
you're
forward
taking
attack.
something that's going to, like, is squishy but is going to mega punish Cho'Gath in the side lane, it needs to be a different support. And if you're taking Bard because it's a big takeaway and you get to murder bot lane, then it needs to be a different support, a different top laner. But it's like each one works in isolation. This bot lane matchup is good, so they win bot lane. Top lane matchup is good, so they win top lane. Therefore, they win the game. Except that's not, of course, how it works. I think Verdant has a bit of a problem in the drafting, which is that they too often, well, I say too often, a few times they have, here's a better way to say this, take like, okay, this is good in my matchup, this is good in my matchup, this is good in my matchup, and then you look at the comp and you're like, holy shit, we need to be like the best team in the world to win this.
It was hectic. But after 25 minutes, it felt like
What the
NR
fuck?
finally seized control of the game and never let go.
Excuse me?
I mean, to be honest, that was...
What is this?
There was supposed to be a very strong game coming through from Verdant in the early game, and they shut that down.
Okay, I'm going to quickly be right back and I'm going to work out what the hell is going on here. 1 minute. Yeah, if the idea is to take Bard, you should ban Zaya. What is this? Guys? Okay. What? Do we not have any music in do we not have any music in the Nordics and Britain? Sorry to be rude. I can understand why this is at Worlds or at LCK. But also, like, why is this happening in between games? Oh, they are a Nordic K-pop band. Okay, fair enough. Sure. But I still don't understand, like, does this mean the break is longer? Because the break was already a bit long, guys. Primrose.
We are back after the
Hey!
We are back into this one. Game 1 is already done.
Eric.
Welcome to the desk streets. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good. The stage is amazing. The crowd is amazing. Can't ask for more.
Well,
Could we ask for
Eragon,
games on
we need
time?
to break this down. I don't know if I'm being listened into the.
I don't know if they can hear us.
I think they can
That's a
hear
good
you.
question. I think maybe they can hear the
Is it
K-pop
okay
artists
now?
still.
Oh, there you go. We are back then. We are live. I know we were going online, but well, we're about to jump into Champion Select. We still have a few minutes just to get the players ready on the stage.
Primrose
as you
from
can
South
see.
Korea.
And meanwhile, I want to show this. Okay, I always like to show the art from the venue. You gotta look at this. Come on, give me that camera. Look at this. This is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
This is really beautiful. Can we go into Champion Select? Is that it?
Is it that fast?
Oh, replays. Let's look into the replays. But this is amazing, by the way. Let's look at what happened on the game 1, because it was actually close, okay?
It wasn't close. Guys, it was not close.
Yeah.
This Arcanon, he knows it's not
Pretty
close.
solid game plan. They didn't really get the lead that they needed with their comp, and after it was very hard for them to play. But I kind of liked what they were going for. Didn't work out in game 1. I think they will kind of change their strategy going into game 2.
Yeah, I think you can almost bet that they're going to play some kind of more heavily scaling draft. When you draft such a very early game dominant composition where you have to stack every single dragon and not give up bleeds, where you're trading gold on the other side of the map too heavily, you really want...
What are we hearing?
Potentially a perspective.
Why am I
change. You know,
hearing?
how do we maybe draft more scaling? They were a really good Senna team. Maybe bring that back.
Yep. No, they're a good Senna team, and in general, I think even though Los Ratones are not known for their early game, they're also pretty good at stalling the early game and not lose too much. So if you don't snowball properly against them, it's very hard to close
Oh, this
the
is
game
so
out. And,
scuffed.
I mean, they were kind of in control over the game since the first dragon, Los Ratones, to be honest.
That's the thing. You saw that Ambessa getting the lead on the top lane, but there was nothing to use the lead on, as we do get access to these replays. And this was a moment where LR started taking over yet again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You missed me singing along to the Primrose song. I was trying to work out. So someone said they're a Nordic K-pop band, but I don't think they are. If you type in Primrose group, South Korean, it says.
Yes, and in general, this is the LR strat, right? Baus dies, they win on the map. They happen like 5 times in the game. I think Baus had, what, 7 or 8 deaths or something like that. Didn't really matter much, right? So
Do they have to just hard win bot with the draft? No, I think they can't draft a situation, a team that gets outscaled. And it's very hard to do that when they don't play anything other than bruises in top lane.
This medicine, which is really complicated. You kind of get baited into, hey, Baus is there. It looks appetizing, right?
Yeah, he does look very appetizing. It's actually kind of a hard line because you know that you can kill him sometimes, but it's like, is it worth it? And then you kind of hesitate and you're not sure.
Do the comms get warped? Do the comms get really weird?
Sometimes, yes, for sure. Sometimes you're like, oh, you have to kill him.
I mean, Eric, by the way, is so good on fucking streams.
You know, and then you're hesitating. He buys some extra time, and time is all that LR needs, right, to kind of do these map plays. So, in general, a good game from Baus, to be honest, even though he died a lot. His team did a lot with the deaths, so yeah.
And he even got that smite. I mean, when you look into 400 HP and somehow you are not able to smite it because Shogath goes there, nom nom nom, it's done. It's devastating to your morale as well as a team. We're now looking into game 2. We're talking about Verdant taking a different step in terms of the temptation towards a scaling champion.
I think
draft. Is that it?
We were talking about some of the best case
they
scenarios for
were
Dragon
hard winning
being
bot
played
in
by
that
the
draft though,
Returns
Astro.
going
So
forward.
like,
And
I don't think you
one of the
can. I
best
don't think they
handshakes
can
that you
just.
get right now is often like if you
that-
take
I
Seer
think-
on 4, you know, as Lost Returns,
I'm
and then
trying
you
to not
take
be
a Senna
rude,
into it.
because I also
That's
feel weird in
probably
this
gonna be
situation,
one of
right?
the
Like,
best
okay,
case
I'll
scenarios
say it
for
again. I'm
Actress,
saying it
and I
100
think
times.
one
I'm sorry
game
if
in that
you've
regard
heard
could be
this
great,
too many
because
times.
again,
These teams are better than us.
Yes,
Both of them were
scaling
better
in
than us.
general
Verdant
is
were better than us this
obviously
split.
also just OP on the
But
pitch, right? It's not something that
I think they need
many
to get
teams
out of
don't
their
do,
heads
right?
that
I
they
don't
can
think
win
there's a
these.
single team in
like,
the world right now that only play
Against
early
good
game.
teams,
So
I don't
I
think they
for
can
Verdant,
win
since
the lanes
their
and
early
win the
game
game.
is not as crisp, I
And
think
maybe
SL
you can
needs to be
win
to punish a
against
team
like
like
some of the
LR.
teams in
I think it's
NLC
just
by
safer
just
to go
smashing
for
them in
something
lane.
like the Senna,
But like,
the Jinx, maybe have some more scaling
you
options.
can't do
So
that
in
against.
case
I
the
don't
game
think you can do that
doesn't
against
go
us. I
perfectly,
don't think you
still
can do that
have
against
some
LR.
options.
I
Like
like the way you're shifting this because when
this
you look
blind
at the
pick
champions
Bard
of
and not
Verdant
banning
players
Zaya
as
and
well,
banning Jin,
most
this
of
kind of
them
stuff.
are LR
Just get rid of that.
Yeah.
Like the Corki for Crowny, the Bard for Reckless. When you look into that one, aside of the Ambassador for the top side.
Also,
So
by the way,
all
there's a
those
chatbot now
punishable
saying this,
champions
but
towards the scaling game is already gone.
if
So
you haven't
Verdant
already,
kinda
please
has
put your
the
real
hand
names
and,
in the.
there you go. There was a lot of
Right, if
damage.
you're happy
Nemesis
sharing
is
them,
Nemesis. This is
please
so
share your
good.
real names in the
Yeah,
chat
he's
because
very
I
good on this
much
gen,
prefer
and I
doing
think in
that
general, after they
than
had the Zyra Khan, I don't really like the Ambessa pick from SLT. Even though
than
he's
doing
good
your
in the champ
Twitch
and he's
names.
good into the Cho'Gath, I think it's hard for him to have impact later in the game. So I think in general the comp from Verdant, as we also saw as well, just lacks damage when they're not ahead, and they really
Yeah.
struggled.
And also a couple of things where
It lacks
Ambessa
damage,
also
but the big
playing
thing is it's got
against
no
those
front
items,
line.
which is
And like,
Exodian,
okay, it's
and
not
Spike
actually
with
this
the three
simple,
items was
but I
really good
genuinely
upgrade
think
too, but I think
it's
a
like
big thing in
9
this
times
game
out of 10
was
or
diving into
8
the
times
Zyra
out of 10.
was super
It is as simple as no tanks
I
means it's
know
hard to play.
players are getting ready to jump into this game too.
I don't need to see any more details, and I don't think you guys do either. Like, if you're in your like average elo games and you got no tanks, it's hard to play.
For the series.
Yeah, I mean, League is actually very momentum-based, especially in the best of 5. So even though you lose game 1, I think there can be some good takeaways for
So
Verdant,
Verdant
but if
bounced
you
back
also
really
then
well
lose
against
game
us.
2 after you do
So
kind of adaptations in the game 2, then you're
let's
struggling
see.
more, right? So I think for them it's important that in this game 2, just pick up a W. It doesn't matter really how they do it. I think whatever strat they have going on, if it works out for them and they're 1-1, you can gain some confidence.
I
And then
don't
even what
think. I
happens
think
in game 3,
one thing that I was
maybe
really
game
looking
4
forward
perhaps as
to,
well, will kind of be
if
a
we
different
were to
story.
make
So
it
I
to
think for
finals,
them,
is having a week to
pick your
prepare
guys
for just
to
one
win
team,
percentage draft right
which is
now.
with
Just make sure you get that
hopefully
win on the board.
actual prep
Obviously every game you
time.
want to win, right? But maybe they have some secret
which is
strats
not something we
prepared,
really
in
had
game 3. I
had
think
had
figure it out now,
before.
is their chance.
But I don't think your prep against LR is we're going to win the early game well enough and beat them. I think that's a massive hope. So
we need this champion.
Yeah, I mean, your
I mean,
hard
the
balance
Azir is-
on red side right here with Sion Gragas.
Azir is
You're
not
probably
good.
gonna want to be able to let that through,
I don't think
especially
his
if
Azir
Aatrox
is
being
like.
banned on the other
I think
side.
you have to take it.
And so your
Get rid of it
B-Mans
for the
available.
series.
Just like
LRL
Focus,
shouldn't
you
ban
know,
it,
you have your
probably.
Yunari, you have your Gwen, your Rumble,
What does he
and
play
Zara
into
is
Azir?
really strong
Verdant
as well,
can
He
potentially
could play
get
stuff
on
like
the frame.
Xerath into Azir or Ziggs.
This one, okay? What is that sign? Show me that sign. Buff AD carry. This individual will get WASD as key, and he's still asking for a buff.
Are AD carries the most delusional players?
Yes.
There you go.
I think they might be.
100%.
I think they might be.
Most definitely.
Because you're going to get that WASD. Like, that's enough. That's the
Yeah.
buff for life.
High
Good.
APM kiting incoming, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be scary, by the way, as a support. Do you want to still play as a support, or do you want to go to AD carry?
I mean, AD carry does look pretty OP, right? We saw Pobelter, what he could do when swapping to AD carry. You know, maybe there's
Oh,
potential there.
70% win rate climb to
Yeah.
Challenger.
Yep, exactly,
And
yeah.
absolutely silenced everyone
Yes.
complaining about that role.
I mean, he was like the counter argument to buff AD carry, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, good job to him.
So, blue side, Azir is a priority for Verdant. What else can we say into this team?
There's
we
Gwen,
know
there's
LR is
Rumble
gonna
still.
act. They know they want to slow things down. Maybe that Braum. we
That
talked
is
about
a
for Reckless that he loves
good
to play
question.
with.
Why does the
Verdant, aside
mainstream
from the
only
SC,
go in?
you know them
Don't
well.
know all of it.
What's
Yeah.
on the main?
I think it's
Alistair,
tough.
Rise of the Priority
I think it's
pick.
tough.
Alright.
To be quite honest,
There's a really, really, really broken answer
I think it's
to
not on
Spice's
purpose.
team in general, right? Whatever threats you can get to stop Crowny hitting. I think
Are they
you
already
want to
partway
do
through
as
draft
much as
then?
you can. Anything super
I'm
large,
a bit
general range
delayed,
composition
so I'm
like
going to
that.
jump to live now.
Something like the Poppy into Jarvan
Okay,
and play
good,
that
good,
game.
good,
I
good.
think that would honestly be a better option for them.
Okay, they do ban the Azir. Oh, they can get rid of all three, I guess. Because you're still not playing Yunara. Guys, you've got to play Yunara. If you add Yunara in, you suddenly have 4.
Kastore played this Poppy
Ori is the
constantly
first
during,
pick.
regular
Jarvan is the
splits, so
takeaway. Galio into Ori, although can flex. because Poppy is insane into both of these. I think this is not so good 1-2. Renekton blind because it's SLT's last like really strong blind.
Yeah, I mean, he likes this champ, right?
Yeah.
I think
What would you target playing versus this LR versus Verdant? Like, what would you say their
I think
weakness
that's a
is?
pretty good strat in general for Verdant. Scaling on bot side and having
Okay, wait,
become
let me
the
write that
strong
name.
point in early
Alex.
game, so the SLT can hold his own against Baus. I'm interested to see now what LR will go for, because they have kind of...
Usually it's Volibear to match into the
Honestly,
balance.
I don't think
Usually,
LR have like these big
Bowser's
weaknesses.
go-to
I think
answer, but he has a really
they're
miserable
not
time in the zone.
active in the early game, but they're good at it.
Lots of
I think
drops.
they're very good at tempo, and I think they're pretty good at team fighting. I think you have to just kind of match. I think he should have played Quinn, by the way.
It's a good answer,
Just a strong early game champion, and honestly, the side lane is super unplayable for Renekton.
I think you still probably can target them in the draft in the fact that they don't play the Rumble and the Gwen, and they don't play the Talia. I think you...
on the Verdant's bot side, or what do you do? Because you still don't know if this Poppy is going to be bot or jungle.
I think you just have to match them, honestly. Like, I don't think LR is this team that you can, like, sort of morph and play against. I think you have to just match them properly. And you have to also come in with the team fighting, and you have to also come in with, like, a good, strong scaling comp, and just play like that. Unless you're, like, you've been playing the whole year together, and you've been playing in the LFL or in the Turkish League, and you've been playing against really high competition like week in, week out. You know, if I don't know, one of the top LFL teams plays an early game comp into them, like maybe you can just run them over. I do think that is possible. But I think if you're Verdant, I wouldn't do this early game kind of thing.
I don't know what else they're going to take away from Crowny. That could be it.
Yeah, I think in general, Crown is looking for an immobile AD carry on 4. I think
it really feels like when Cage was like focused on stacking Drakes, the players really committed to
that.
I think one of the things that LR have done really well, that we did really badly, is I would say they're not actually mega focused on objectives. I would say they're mega focused on waves, and when they get those waves, they then decide what they're going to do. So we were way too focused on objectives and not focused enough on waves, and they're very similar, but not the same thing. And actually, genuinely, rewatching our games and how we just kind of crumbled, that's a big thing I'm going to change going forward. Is like, I might just never talk about objectives anymore. Just talk about waves. And the waves, when objectives are spawning, are the more important waves, but like, the waves are the important part. So I don't know.
We'll see where the Poppy goes. I imagine you're just going to send a jungle. I think you just send a jungle. It's super easy.
It's Poppy jungle, yeah.
And we'll see exactly how he wants to round it out. What do you like?
You can't blind Poppy support now.
Scaling
Smolder down. Yeah, okay, good. So now we have some scaling. We have Orianna, we have Smolder. You've got Smolder into a bunch of melee champs you can just stack up really easily. And he's just going to be able to pump out consistent damage. Alistar is great when you've got the Poppy as well. Does he take the Janna?
Come on, do it.
Are we going to see the Reckless Janna?
Lock in the Janna. Braum is also fine.
But it makes sense to talk to
Braum was also
Braum.
fine, yeah. Janna would have been hype. Braum was also fine. I actually think Janna might have been better.
Chat, you can vote on who do you think is going to win. Desk, final words.
I think Nico's not as good as a peel back support.
From the draft to begin this one.
I like the Braum actually. I think the Braum is good.
The Volibear is in a good spot. I think if Volibear has silent pressure this game, LR has a really solid draft in general. But if the Renekton has early pressure and Smolder can free scale, I think also solid draft for Verdant. I would give slight edge to LR though.
Yeah, I think LR has outdrafted here. I think the top side is very important because if
so I would say last game LR massively outdrafted, and this game I would agree with Treats. I think it's much more like 50-50. I think if Volibear gets ahead and Renekton isn't strong, it's a nightmare and everything's on fire and it looks terrible. But if Renekton gets ahead, which he should, it can be good for Verdant, I think.
Thank you very much.
Smolder is nowhere near like he used to be. Oh shit, the whole time I had the wrong stream, the scene on. By the way, if ever he was just, I can change the scene like this. I was covering up one of the picks. Yeah, you didn't realize the support pick was Alistar, Alex, because I was covering it up. So.
He's looking at me as in like, you know, something spicy to say. And I do. I'll say that even though it wasn't disappointing in terms of action, I'm disappointed in Verdant because they have been so structured, so patient. They've been really good at choosing and picking their fights in terms of which objectives should they.
But this is much better. This is you shouldn't have.
Hey, everyone's got their job,
this like
and it's very visible on the map.
early lane,
so this time around,
early lane winning stuff.
I want to see the structure.
Well, here we are onto the Rift for game number 2. Instantly into the action. We're going to see Nemesis jump onto Torre.
Wasn't the play.
Down the heel comes out there. They are going to continue to chase forward. They've got the concussive blows.
They're going to
but
trade
Not
heals.
going to make the connection.
Some stacks for Smolder.
He's going to make his way away to safety.
And look,
4 stacks for Smolder.
I was about
Big
to say,
win.
look at this.
the next thing I was going to bring
Verdant,
up is
get
the
that
Smolder,
ward.
because for anyone
They
who's
love
kept up
this ward.
with, the Smolder track record here in the NLC, it tends to not win. So we're going to have to keep
Tends
our
to not
eyes on
win,
this.
but we lost a game with Smolder that was free win.
My major concern typically is that when we see Verdant here in the NLC, teams just scrap and fight to the death before the Smolder is at the breakpoints it wants to be at. Typically, of course, 2-2-5, but even 1-2-5, right? Where you start to be able to really get stacks under your belt even faster. So,
But
looking at Verdant, and I'm
Smolder is
looking at
not
the top side of the map,
we get
for
to
them
2-2-5 and win the game, by the way.
plays
Not anymore,
happen
not
there,
in pro play.
and not necessarily around the Smolder first.
A lot more so in this draft than in others because there's big frontliners who don't have like instant threat. You know, if it's like Ambessa, Vi, those kind of things, doesn't matter.
They put all this gold and all this attention into him and Baus, and it ultimately resulted in nothing.
But
Yeah, we'll see.
it's not the same as it was. Jinx, late game,
But I really want to pull your attention towards the bottom
also
side jungle
mega
of
strong.
Verdant because Velia snuck in, taken
Yeah,
the
Volley
round,
Bear
taken
is,
the top lane, but there haven't been pings. There is a ward on the red. From Verdant.
Volibear is also very scary. And if, like I said, I genuinely think I agree with Eric. Like if Volibear gets ahead,
Around potentially what he thinks are wards,
this
he's
is
gonna
very
push it
hard
to his own jungle.
to do.
We'll see how Danko responds because that is going to be the big thing.
What is going on top lane? Hold on.
Bouse's proxy.
That's his bounce. Okay, so
Why is it like jumping as well?
But it's just the Baus proxy.
Baus is proxying already, and Danko can come and kill him.
Danko's going to get first blood.
But I don't know how
Yeah, I mean,
much
that's a
it
free for him
matters.
as, Baus. Nowhere to go. Hammer down. Wallbang comes in. Baus gets the shield off. Actually, this might get a bit dicey. Throws up the buckler for another shield, but SLT flashes.
Why is it so laggy?
First blood to Verdant.
Okay, so they lose most of a wave.
I'm not going to say the word yet, but it starts with G and technically it's 2 words and ends in H. SLT did miss a fair few minions, so you can see Baus is actually up in XP. But again, crucially, Velia, he gets all of this free time. He farms an additional quadrant. Danko is now
Like
gonna be
Baus is up in
kinda
XP.
homeless, right? He's got
Velia's
Danko
ahead.
outside, and maybe Scarlet most.
I really like that Velia
Yeah,
also
Renex and
started
Flash.
the timer, it spawns
Yep.
really quickly, so it's
Just
very
leave him, man. Like leave him. Like Renekton can farm that wave.
reckless from
I
the
think
bottom
honestly,
of the
leave
map,
him.
right? So these two camps have been marked
And
by
this is the
Velia.
this.
He's
I
further
mean, this
ahead,
is
he's gotten
jumpy is a
3
bit
quarters
annoying.
of the jungle to
Let me know if
himself
Twitch is
as
less
far,
jumpy because I can jump
and
across.
most importantly,
But this is the thing: is that LR do what 2019 G2 did, which is that they just constantly ask you these annoying questions, like, he looks free. Are we killing him or not? Like, is it worth killing him or not? Is it worth killing him or not? Like, do we need to go top? Do we need to fight this dragon? Like, all this kind of thing. Like, it's he just stood there and lost the wave. This is what? He just lost 3 ranged minions and a melee minion.
Might be looking a stare down. No proxy happening here. SLT have to drop minions though.
He just dropped half a wave.
He dropped minions, and I mean, it's a relatively big CS difference. The gold is
As
being
Brewmaster,
built
one of the
up.
monk builds. I didn't play that much WoW since Mr. Pandaria. When I played a lot of WoW was in Wrath of the Lich King. I got heroic Arthurs to 11% HP.
It's not a great look.
This is my claim to fame of WoW. No, you can't lose at half. Like, the reason he wants the proxy is to cost you some minions. You dropped 4 minions out of 6 in a wave to stop him walking to a proxy. It's 37 to 15.
Nemesis? Okay.
Like, yeah, he's going to pick up some CS, but this is a nightmare.
A little bit too excited. Baus?
I mean, this is a bad one.
Under the tower you go.
This is a
Baus
bad one.
flashes away. Danker should be able to finish
This is a
kill
bad
off.
one.
He's got the buckler coming in.
This is
second.
bad, yeah.
There it is. Oh, hammer. Just hammer.
That's bad timing with the because the jungle camp's like Poppy has to be there. You have to know that.
Nemesis, not quite level 6 yet, but again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it feels bad. That's why people, for the Ollie, that's why people do it, because it feels so bad to be like, am I really? Are we really? Poppy is clearing blue buff. Are we really going to let him just stand there and clear a wave?
It's okay. They can
And
make
that's
it
why
work.
it's so good to have Baus in pro play.
One melee creep that just creeped ahead.
Because
of
it's
Crowley,
like
so he doesn't end up
people
taking the
watched him
damage.
play it in solo queue and were like, oh yeah, but that's not going to work
All in all, it's a clean
when we're in pro play and I'm talking with my jungler. That's not going to work.
He's
Yeah,
constantly
guys, turns
on
out
premises
totally
shoved under,
works.
so what you want
It's
from
so
this
hard to deal with.
Galio
It's
is
so
to kind of get
difficult.
lane pressure or at least be equal in lane so you
Like
can
we
rotate
literally
out,
had
look for those ults into
Vizichachi,
lanes.
who
You got the Jarvan, you
was
got the
mega
Galio,
smurfing the
such
last
a
couple of
powerful
splits,
combo
and like
of movements
Yankos,
there.
who was the best jungler in the history of EU, and it's
Nemesis
hard to
is
deal with for
shoved
them.
in by Senka. I'm not overly surprised
This is
that
hard
Drama
to
does
deal
it,
with.
but it has been a bit of a pain
You-
point.
No one is ever doing the maths in that situation. I know exactly what you mean, but no one is. In practice, all you're thinking is just like, he's here, he's a kill. And then you're like, And then you think, no, I can't question myself because I can't, like, if I doubt everything, you know, like, it's that. No one's thinking, like, how much will it cost us? How much, like, you have to know that, I think, beforehand. So, for example, like, yeah, exactly. If Baus invented a lead gambit, it literally is that. It's like, I feel like I can just take this pawn. So, something's going to go wrong, but I feel like I can just take this pawn. And if you're Grandmaster, you really think, like, I can surely take this pawn. This is a deep dive in chess, so apologies if it's not relevant. But I'm hoping he doesn't mind me sharing this. Hikaru, for example, when he was playing against Magnus in the semis of the EWC, he was actually really happy with the game. Not only did the game go really well, but he was saying, like, I'm happy because I played my way, and he played like the King's Indian. And it's not a gambit, okay? But the King's Indian for Super GMs is bad. It's not a good opening. Because if you play it perfectly, if machines play the King's Indian, they lose. And he played it anyway, and like still like it was like not slightly disadvantaged, slightly disadvantaged, slightly disadvantaged, slightly disadvantaged, and then one thing, and like okay, suddenly it's fine again. Suddenly it's good. And that's the same thing. Like that's the Baus thing. It's like you play like your way. You play. You force the opponent to just constantly have to deal with difficult questions, and eventually there's a minor inaccuracy, and it's like, okay, you shouldn't have gone from there. And that's the problem, and that's the thing that's so fun that he's in pro play and that it works so well. Yeah, I mean, it's just. It's suboptimal if everyone plays perfectly to permanently proxy. Sometimes proxying is good anyway. Okay, I'm gonna jump back and watch this fight again, sorry. Okay, so they got one already. Torre's on a really nice flank with Hex Flash, and they don't think they see him. And because it's 80 HP, he's just gonna die. I think that's kind of whiffs the ult. And has no mana. That's one kill. 2 for 2. 2 for 2, and they got a 1 grab each. Reckless trying to crash that wave in.
The shockwave only connects onto the Galio in an attempt, I think, to just prevent him from moving forward. We'll see now as Reckless reset.
No, he didn't have any mana to do a Q, so he could only spell shield on himself, no? He could only ult on himself. Oh no, he did have mana. Oh, it pulled back on the Reckless ball. No, she didn't walk out of the tether range. Wasn't it the ball?
And at this point, without
Wasn't it the
any
wall?
mana, even though Crowley's effectively melee range, they don't have any more damage to kill him, and he walks out with the excited.
But Velia always hits twice. Came back, got the point ground, got out, fits a strength pick, +1.
Devin up to 58 stacks now, so still a way to go. 125 is the next major spike here for that Smolder.
But not really.
Okay, but this game is much better because they didn't have to win lanes. They didn't have massively winning lanes, and it's now like even. But like when they had massively winning lanes, it was still even, and that's the thing that people don't credit LR with enough. You see them as this like late game scaling team fighting team, but actually they do know how to just nullify the early game completely because of this massive focus on waves. And these swaps are good. Smolder into Baus, he should be able to just stack up. Like, he's not going to be able to ever threaten to kill him. And when Baus gets a Proto Belt, maybe he actually can threaten the Smolder. But in general, Smolder just stacking up.
I always think of Verdant as a late game scaling team. And I feel they drafted very well for that. You've got the Orianna, you've got the Smolder. You do have a Renekton for a bit of an earlier spike, though.
That they do. And Master's into the Galio. I think there are a couple of options here for Verdant, though. I believe the one they're going to go for is overloading or just playing around the bot side. I think attacking globals is always a very valuable option to utilize, but with the Dragon up, it seems like they want to prioritize this objective.
I like SLT so much more into Nemesis because he has the
Okay.
chance to stop the ult from going down. And I feel like Nemesis ult right here in those big team fights early on is so impactful.
He can stack up. I think maybe I was going to say 3 items, but the problem is if you start talking about items, you also have to match them on Jinx. Okay, nice instant ult, so he doesn't just get stunned. Now he's dead. Oh, I just think it's kind of mega doomed. This is okay. Crown is very isolated, and the Galio ult was really late. SLT can do some work here, actually. Nice flash.
Can Verdant find a little bit of extra damage? Torre gets jumped onto by Velia, but SLT jumping forwards with a potential flank. Everyone's cooling off and backing away.
Now, I think Danka's gonna look for Veli right here. He's sprinting through the lane, but Torre's dead.
Oh!
Chaos and disaster.
I mean, it feels a bit doomed.
Lock eyes at each other and they just go at it. But Velia has the backup.
It's just a very strange pathing decision from Torre for me, because then Devon also ends up in isolation because LR just makes a quick and decisive call to turn, and I feel a little bit like upset for Crown.
They're good. I mean, like they're just more coordinated, and that's the advantage of a team that's played together for a long time, and also a team that has a clear identity.
Ends up being taken down by Velia, who looks
They
he's
don't
on the beef diet.
they don't question. They just go for it.
That was really good, man. I will say, however, this looked very grim from the side of Verdant, and they still look like they did a lot of damage over to
But it's still like goal is still even.
Front to back fight, it's gonna look that much more.
Two important things.
Double Proto Belt now.
Still up, and just so right. The fact that on this draft from LR, so much of the damage is going to be front-loaded onto Crowley. If they kill him in the situation like how they did, you can see if Devon was actually able to hit people, it would be a pretty good setup. Now LR, it looks like they're going to get this dragon.
They're going to get the dragon. They're going to defend the top tower. Trade a couple of plates for it.
Nothing really major gain there.
2 plates.
On the Renekton.
2 plates, okay.
He's 3-0, but what is he actually doing with it? Nothing. Sadly, as Devon
And again,
slowly
I think
just
SLT is going to get ahead.
jumping into SLT.
Now he's getting murdered 1v1.
I said he's gonna be so tacky with Cosmic Drive.
Oh, it's classic Baus. Like you're ahead in kills. You're behind in gold. Unlucky. Now you're losing 1v1. You got a jungle gank level 2. Well, level 3, but like you were level 2.
The important thing to really note is with LR getting that dragon, it's the second of the game, and that does put Verdant under
LR already have the 2 dragons.
this game to go on until Devon at the very least has 2-2-5 stacks.
They have the scaling, but honestly, for me, the scaling is Orianna Galio. The scaling is not Smolder Jinx. Everyone keeps talking about Smolder because it's an easy one to just like look at the number go up, and the number go up is like number go up good. But the big thing for me is like Galio now does loads of damage and is really tanky. Later on, he will not do that much damage and also not be that tanky in the grand scheme of things. Like much later on. So
Is Baus in trouble? That's the question.
that's the big thing for me. Orianna late game will be a yeah, exactly. Volibear massively outscales Renekton, both in a side lane and in a team fight.
Good disengage.
So like this massive fascination that we have with Smolder is just so old. Like it's not been true since the first nerf of Smolder. The first Smolder proper nerf was like, okay, you don't just win the game when you get 2-2-5 stacks. And it seems like casters especially like haven't really adapted to that. I mean, Reckless is mega clean. I still think he makes a few poor decisions, and I think he doesn't find some big engages that some of the best supports do, like Mickey or whoever, or even Hillesang, like even though they die a lot. But Reckless is mega clean as support. Like, I think he's really good. Yeah, exactly. So we like Hiddo really loves Smolder, and he was saying like once you get the rapid fire, it's like you're a poke champ now, and like if you let me poke forever, I'll win the fight. Not I'm just this massive DPS bot. He's like, if we don't fight and we just go around and I poke, eventually I'll win. Yeah, sure. But people act like it's like, oh, you got 225, now you just front to back kill them all. Because front to back is always the easiest win condition. When you win front to back, because of the mid thing that we talked about last game, I mean, like the fact that you get the mid push first and the mid push hit crashes first. Front to back is always the easiest win condition. So if you win front to back but also poke, you should just play front to back. And if you win front to back but also flanks, you should just play front to back. And so people say like Smolder is mega scaler because he technically can scale infinitely. His damage just goes up forever and ever and ever. But because later on he becomes kind of a poke champ and actually isn't better front to back than Jinx, or I mean even on hit Varus in a game like this maybe, or like other AD character, or like Sivir for example. It's not quite as simple as like one outscales the other. I would still say Verdant outscales, but the reason that I'm saying Verdant outscales is I think Orianna with 6 items is unbearably strong, or like 4 or 5 items. It's not the Smolder Jinx thing, especially considering it's Crowny. Like Crowny is so much fun. I mean, like, yeah, Nemesis should be in LEC, but I can understand why he had team problems and all that kind of thing. And he got kind of, I think, to be honest, I think he got a lot better since. I think a lot of his like time in career like made him really focus on the stuff he does well, and he's fucking insane at it. But Crowny just obviously should be in the LEC, guys. Like, so obviously. Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, people act like Smolder is this like mega scaler because like technically Smolder's damage is infinite, so therefore it's the best scaling. It's not actually that simple. It's like Nasus is not an insane scaler in competitive because yeah, your Q scales infinitely, but also you just get kited in one shot even if you're tanky. And so if you catch someone in the right situation and you can hit them with like 500 stacked Q, sure, you're insanely strong. But actually, it's like the mid-game and the late mid-game and the split pushing that you're really strong at. That's a really nice engage. They get a load of damage and they get the teleport while Baus teleports the bot. So they can still fight on this mid-wave and Baus can push bot lane and then have 2 ways to get in. And still, because you always are going to have a bruiser in top lane, you're going to win front to back if you want to. And so I think LR this whole series are going to draft front to back, and they're going to have a tankier person in top lane, even though Volibear is not a tank, but he's tankier than Renekton. And now it's just 3 dragons. Like, so this is not a good... Okay, we'll do it in the break. This is not a good method to work it out, but if you look just Smolder win rate, it will probably look like he's a scaling champ. But then if you look at like Jinx win rate, it'll probably be better. In like Master plus solo queue. That's my bet. My bet is that Jinx win rate is actually better later on in the game. Yeah, I mean, who wins front to back is going to win these games, and LR are always going to win front to back because they're going to have a tankier person in top lane. I feel like teams too often cheap out on a good team manager who actually understands what their players need and how to manage them, but I obviously have no clue. I think management and operations in LEC is generally completely terrible. I know so many people, and I've had so many coaches tell me publicly on the coach, like I did the podcast talking to coaches. I did a season of it, and I'm going to hopefully do another season. And so many coaches, Duke for example, told me, I've only ever worked with one person in management who I thought was actually competent, or words to that effect. And this guy's been working mostly in the LEC for like 8 years. And mostly people think of a competent manager as someone who can just like do the things they say they're going to do. And I don't think that's what a competent manager is. I think that's a bare minimum of what a manager should be. And that's a problem because there's also a lot of people who can't even do that, who don't even fall up to that bar. But I also don't think managers shouldn't be the people who are like hiring people. I think the thing that we're worst at in esports is hiring staff. We're getting better at hiring players. We're still absolutely awful at hiring staff or knowing who's good in staff or like knowing a good coach, knowing a good manager and working out how to hire them. We're absolutely terrible at that, even at the top level. And but when I say the top level, I don't mean the LEC because some LEC teams shouldn't even be considered the top level. I mean the top level of the LEC. We don't know how to do that well. The game is even, the scaling isn't massively one-sided, and it still feels doomed. Hey, Max. Yeah, the games feel mega doomed. I'm hoping it's not going to be a 3-0, but I'm more and more convinced it will be, and that was my guess from the beginning. LR are just doing the same as always because they have a really clear plan, and Verdant in the first game did the same thing they did against us where they drafted a comp that had to win early game, and in the second game they started to draft more scaling, but you'll never win scaling if you have a bruiser in top lane versus Baus champs. So they have a bruiser in top lane versus Baus champs, and they have Smolder and they have Orianna, but it just doesn't matter, and LR are still good enough in the mid game where I do think if this game goes mega late, Verdant win, but it won't, because they already have 3 dragons. And then the last question, what are my plans for the rest of the year? The main plan that is actually set is that I'm going to do intensive French courses. At least one. So it's 80 hours a month. It's 9 to 1 every single day of just like straight French classes, back to back to back to back to back. We're considering, we got invited to a competition which has a finals in Budapest, which we might do. But it's a bit late, and then I'm also going to sort out my next year. That's the plan for the rest of this. The new KC manager. Another 3-0 just makes LEC look cringe. Yeah, I mean, I'm not... LR are the best team in EMEA for sure, like outside the LEC. Like they won back-to-back. This is my controversial take. If LR were in the LFL, they wouldn't win the LFL. Even though they won EMEA Masters, beating the top LFL teams. But that's my controversial take. Because I do think you lose something from streaming all your games, and I don't think anyone has taken advantage of it properly in EMEA Masters. And they lost to like KCB before, even with the change of players, and they lost to Barca last time, which I didn't think was going to be possible. And just in the mega serious, high-profile games, they get up massive. I mean, I want to be very clear, and I mean, if anyone's watched any of this stream, they know I'm a massive fan of the LR project and what they're doing. So, like, no flame or anything, but I do actually think it would be harder for them to win LFL than it would be for them to win EMEA Masters. And it's just the soul now. It's just doomed. The gold is even, and it's completely doomed. Okay, Baus is going to die. No, he's not. Yeah, he is. No, he's not. Yeah, he is. Crownie doesn't get the kill. Why is this guy's camera just massively on the screen the whole time? No, so the thing, like I say, like they are an unbelievably good team. I think Nemesis, Crowny, and Reckless all should be in the LEC. I think it's amazing that Bowser's transitioned so unbelievably well into competitive. I think Velia is an absolute, like, he's just soaked up so much knowledge this year. I even said this at the first split. The first time we scrimmed LR was literally like one of our first ever scrims, and Velia was not very good. He was fine. He was like any other ERL player. And then literally by the finals of that first split, he was so much better, and like he's just soaking up the knowledge so well and like so quickly. It's insane. It's so good to see. But the thing about the LFL that I say would be actually harder than winning a EMEA Masters for them is it's like the week in, week out where people gradually try and work you out. And I think that if any of the better teams were as familiar with LR as we are, they would win. If that makes sense. And also think in the lower profile games, other people would have a better chance, because like Nemesis, Crowny, Reckless, they absolutely, I mean Nemesis and Crowny especially, like fucking massively step up in these big games, and it just feels unwinnable. I mean, they're just, it's not. Our 3-0s were closer than this, guys, right? Like, if this is going to be a 3-0, this is just, these games are murders. And this is what I was worried about. Because we were so abysmal this split. And, like, Verdant are better than us. But that series, us against them, made me... I thought after we lost, I was like, okay, maybe at least the final is going to be more interesting. And then I rewatched our games against them, and I was like, oof. It's going to be a 3-0 in the final. Just makes me more angry that we didn't play any games this split. Yeah, it's the know thy enemy thing, Max, as well. But I do think actually you could make a genuine case that no matter who you are, even if you're not streaming, it is maybe harder to win the LFL than it is to win EMEA Masters, because it's just a longer period of time. Yeah, I mean, like Velia, the thing about Velia as well is that I kind of thought that he would get to the level he got after Winter, where he was like, I mean, they won EMEA Masters, right? He was really fucking good. And he would stop, and I still think he's better now than he was. Yeah, I mean, it's also the meta, right? Like, the meta this whole year has been these bruisers. So I want to see what happens with Velia if it's not Wukong, Pantheon, Jarvan, those kind of things. But to be honest, now I would be pretty confident he's also going to be good at it. Yeah, the average of EMEA, sure, Oliver, but I would say the top 8 average is better than or the top 10 of EMEA should be better on average than the top 10 of LFL. But actually, maybe that's not even true, because the thing about the LFL that's so weird is that even though the LFL has dropped massively, the LFL is nowhere near as good as it used to be. It used to be that the LFL was like, I think you could make a decent case that a lot of the LFL teams would beat a lot of the LEC teams. Like a few years ago, when it was Crowny was in the LFL, Reckless was in the LFL as Eddie Carey, like Jessica, all these people, like Adam, everyone, right? Who've now gone into the LEC or have become obviously good enough. But even now, the thing about the LFL that's so crazy is like BDSA are like the worst team, or like one of the worst teams. They're really good. That's the thing. LCK harder. I would say LPL maybe harder than winning Worlds. LCK. I actually don't think you can make that case anymore. I think you definitely could have, Max. You definitely could have made the case that it used to be harder in like season 3, 5 kind of thing. That it was harder to win LCK than it was to win Worlds. But now LCK seems quite top heavy to me. Like they have these weird 2 groups, right? In the second group, those teams are not actually that good.
Absolutely, and Crowny had to burn every single summoner he has. The only thing available to him is this Garden Angel, Devon, every single summoner up. This is a chance for Verdant.
Yeah, I played in the LFL.
It's now or never.
it was quite something. We built our roster, and then we literally saw like day by day by day, like this player didn't join the LEC, they joined the LFL, and like, okay, that's a bit weird. Why did they not get an LEC offer? This player didn't join the LEC, and you're like, okay, and then just this player, and you're like, oh my god. And that year, it was like top 4 of EMEA was 3 LFL out of the 3 representatives. Then next split, top 4 of EMEA, 3 LFL out of the FL representatives. It was just like, guys, this is crazy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I said. It's not like it used to be. The thing about the LFL now is that it's really, really close. Like the bottom of the LFL is as good as the top, or like almost as, not actually, obviously, but like almost as good as the top. I would take the bottom LFL team over the bottom of any other ERL, and I'm pretty sure they win easily. But the top isn't that good anymore. It's not. Winning the LFL is not like it used to be. But I still think it might be harder than me. Yeah, I mean, this is a mega stomp. Okay, I'm going to quickly bear it back, and then we'll talk about this game and see if we can try and come up with a way that it can be not a 3-0. But I think it's hard.
They are one Nexus away from winning all 3 titles available.
We've been here before as well. The last 2 NLC Finals, LR confidently push it into 2 games. 1 to go for them. Verdant, I still feel like I'm feeling life from them. I feel like they're less defeated than Nord were when they were in this exact position a couple months ago in Copenhagen.
For me, it's about the decisiveness again.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just feels like LR are on the same page far more often than Verdant aren't. There are plays where LR aren't in sync. It's not like they're playing perfectly tonight.
Telling you, man, the structure is just not there, right? They're going for objectives that shouldn't be. And we said we want them to be a little bit more laid back. They were way too laid back. They gave everything over to LR. And I'm just going to say LR are 1 game and 1 tournament away from the Golden Rat.
I feel like it was a mix. It was a mix of, yes, they were giving up a little bit too much, but also just the build-up towards a lot of those mid-game objectives.
Yeah.
The Herald, the 3rd Dragon. Someone was getting chunked out, someone was getting caught out, and it just meant that, yeah, they ended up losing a 22, 23-minute Ocean Soul that, at that point, it's so difficult to play into when you've got all of these disengage tools. I think it is impossible.
Volley Bear. What is Volley Bear?
I mean, I know the Baus SLT's been quite fun, but the big thing for me is like, it's bot lane, man. Crowny is carrying the hell out of this series. It just feels like there's no contest between him and Devon. Devon just isn't able to play right now, and they're putting all of their attention into getting SLT ahead, and he's not been able to actually gain anything for the team off the back of it.
I just want to put it out there. Crowny was disappointed he was not on the MVP vote for the last LR series.
Yeah.
He's making a bit of a
And
point.
he's making a freaking case because he heard us talking shit. So that's it.
I don't know, man. I feel like Verdant still have this life in them, but they need to shift where their focus is. That's the major thing for me coming into this series and going into the next games, right? Like, I don't know, man. They've got 1 more game. If Verdant drop this next game, this next Nexus, it's done. And they kind of carry on almost the Lord legacy of this year.
I just don't want Verdant to fall into the hole where it's like we couldn't win early.
I heard that, Jake. That was brutal. They're going to carry on the Nord legacy. How rude.
And I don't want them to fall into the same hole as Nord did, where it's like we've tried everything, nothing really works. Go back to square one. What made that 45-minute game end in an Elder Dragon steal? Replicate that. Play for that early game. Get more structure around your team fights. The jobs that we said about their players are not there. I think
Yeah.
I'm having a look.
We're catching strays.
Oh, okay, they are ready.
Alright, they are ready.
I saw 2 people. Let's pass it over to Archer on the desk to break down that.
I mean, then what do you really waste your resources on, right? You spend so much time trying to get your top ahead, and you walk out of
It's
lane
just,
with a Renekton.
it's just feels mega doomed.
You get the kills, but you don't get anything out of that. It's the Baus system. You go to kill him, what do you get overall on the map? You're just losing. There's a different gameplay for Baus, and it's really complicated. And when you look into the other side, Crowny with that Jinx just being happy,
So how did Verdant win? Let me do my...
I'm not afraid. I have all the protection. I have 3 walls in front of me.
This is our fearless sheet,
Yeah, I think
which I've shown before, I think.
I had a bit of hope that we could
Um, Go
around the
deeper with
clock,
AI.
the
No,
break in
thank you.
particular at 8 and 14 minutes, that's when it was really close. That's
So
when
let
the
me
fight became messy.
go
Crowley got
through
caught
like
once
what
around
was
the
played
break,
in the first game,
but
and
that
we'll
was
put them in
really
and we'll
because
look at
after
what's
that,
left.
it started being a bit one-sided. The
I'm
game
gonna have
was,
to find
you
it,
wanna
aren't
say,
I?
alive, right? And I want to keep my eyes here. And first of all, very great counter move using the globals of the Galio. The burst wasn't enough, and that does mean that they can turn it around. And what was mentioned, a spellbook Alistar. You don't have the tank.
The space.
Yeah, the monkey's not going to
I'm just gonna take 2 pictures of these so that I can just put in these champs.
really comfortable there.
I'll remember that.
Outright for Corki, but you can't.
Necton though, I think
Tory for me. 4 and 1, 2 items already in his back pocket, and I feel like LR are going to be very, very happy.
Okay, so basically what happens with this fearless stock is that we
Yeah, you still got the other nemesis, but you don't
we
get
put
the
in the
other
champs
two.
that played,
Fight could have been one otherwise, but
and
now
then
with the jinx,
hopefully this updates and they grey out. So
Changes the entire game.
game 1 was Cho'Gath and Wukong. This is insane, by the way. This is Rice. He's was our data analyst, but also works primarily in LFL2.
You got the execute extremely early in the
He
game.
does some very good
Crowley has the
work.
subtle lead, to be honest.
Which is a really good,
Now in finals, I think Crowley is the MVP.
insanely good sheet.
Destroying everybody as an
What was it got? We've got Pantheon,
see the angle. I can see the angle.
Leah,
Condition in that game to,
Corky,
potentially do really, really well. I think compositionally that was a crazy Braum angle, which
and
allows for
Bard.
to be peeled super well. So sure, I
Then
could give Crowley the MVP.
game 2 was Renekton,
They're just working in a different
Poppy,
way. The buff for the
Oriana. Like, this is what I would do, obviously, during a series. But
I think LR has a buff. In
Yeah,
Um,
the last fight when it got a bit messy, right?
but we'll
Crowley
show it
was
anyway.
about to take over here when he
Then we
ends
have
up in the
Volley
fight with
Bear,
Devin, but then Nemesis steps up instead.
Jarvan,
That's what we've been talking about. When these, you know,
Galio.
don't
So you
go
should
that
see them
good,
now,
someone
like
gets
changing.
outplayed
They're
side,
graying out the
someone
ones
else
that
will step
are
up, and this fight they get
done.
pretty early on,
And obviously, we won't look at.
be alright.
It doesn't matter about these ones. This is the stuff that we wanted to play. This is the stuff that's important. So we've still got Azir. Aurora, not been touched throughout the whole thing.
And you see so many of these fights.
Hey, man.
Sometimes you see Smolder. It often actually comes down to Soul versus Smolder. Which one outscales which? And I think just the compositional disadvantage, especially with an early game.
Yeah, also, by the way, Roger, when you're saying like the LFL got stomped, which is true. Also, two LFL players are in the LEC now, like Bukada and stuff. Like, you know, you have to always think that through. Okay, so Zin still up, but Zin and Trundle, so that could be the trade. If you ban one, the other one is a massive threat. There's still the AP junglers, and there's still tanks. There might be other stuff. There's still Yunara, which I think is a real shame if Verdant don't play it. Aurora is the big one for me. Ari with no Talia. Ziggs for range, or Annie is another like just power pick. There is still the Gwen. There's still the Sion, but I expect it to be banned. So Gwen Rumble ban for LR. If they're on red side, do they do Gwen, Rumble, and Azir? In which case you've got to threaten, because they are locked into all these 3 bans, you can just ban Trundle and take Zin, for example. They don't both contest Yunara. Verdant banned Yunara. Someone tell me when they go into... So this is how I'm like looking at these kind of drafts. I'm thinking, okay, like... I mean, so far in top lane, there's still so many things that are really strong up, but I think they're going to be banned. So Gwen, I think, will be banned. Rumble will be banned by LR. Sion will be banned. Azir will be banned. And Yunara will be banned from Verdant. Sorry, Azir will be banned from LR. The fact they don't play Yunara is a big shame, because as soon as you're threatening 1, 2, 3, 4 picks, now you've got to deal with something. You've got to do some sort of trades. You can't just let them have something, you would think. But because they don't play Yunara, even though they've had a whole week and a half or 2 weeks to practice it, I think that's a shame. But this Aurora dropping down is big, but I don't know if is it just dropped in priority? And then, like I say, as soon as you know the enemy is like locked in, locked into bans. Is Renekton and stuff? Oh no, wait, Renekton's gone. SLT is just a bruiser player, a very good bruiser player. Blizzard can tell you more about SLT from his fun year working with him. So if you want to ask Nick what SLT is like, he can tell you more. We had Febby talking about what he was like as well. So I think it's bruisers. He can play bruisers. He can play like Yon and stuff, but I think the big ones would be Aatrox. He might just
Nutella market to focus. Nutella market to lunch. You guys might sing that, okay? Let's go. No, take you below. No, take you below.
what is happening? What is happening, guys?
Come on now, let's get down. Welcome to the underground.
Is this different if you're in the stage? If you're in the arena, is this like insane? The whole crowd is just sitting there like, what is going on? Anyway, let's look at the draft again. I need someone to distract me. Right, so this is what I was saying, is that if your opponent is locked into some bans, you can be like quite obvious and it doesn't matter. Because, for example, if you ban Trundle, you're picking Xin. But it doesn't matter because you have to ban Azir and Gwen and Rumble if you're LR. Because Gwen and Rumble are not threats. So if I'm Verdant and we're blue side, I think we just say, right, I'm going to ban Trundle and I'm going to ban something else. I'm going to ban Yunaro because we don't play it, apparently. There's probably enough supports. Probably. You're always going to trade supports. These two are also takeable. 1, 2. All these three. Because there's no Braum. No, can we appreciate? So for okay, I need to read this out for people who are on YouTube. So Max will say, can we take a second to appreciate that no one is nodding their head to the beat? That's actually impressive. Okay, but anyway, so if you're locked into these, if you assume LR is locked into these three bands, Gwen, Rumble, Azir, then you say, okay, we're going to go for our next first pick. We obviously would first pick Rumble or Gwen or Azir. But if we can't first pick any of those, what we would do is we would take like Xin. Let's say it's Xin. It might not be. Let's say it is. But we can then... It doesn't matter if we telegraphed it because they can't change their bans. They're locked in. So we ban Trundle. We ban... Viego if you want, and you ban Yunari. You ban just like, you literally just ask your jungler, what are the 2 things you don't want to play Xin into? And then you take that. And then you go Xin, and you go one of these aggressive supports because there's no defensive supports. There's no Braum to punish you. I mean, there is still enchanters. You have to worry about that a little bit. And you just start to build like a skirmish comp. Because I do think they need scaling, but because you're going to play bruisers only, you're never winning front to back. So it's like... This is a problem. It's a problem. I'm trying to think of a better way to, like a more generous way to say it. It's a problem that they need to get some scaling, but they're also never going to win front to back because they're never going to have like a top laner who can really soak a lot of damage. So maybe you take like Leona instead of Alistar. Instead of Nautilus because it can soak more. But I do think like you just set up for a really obvious first pick because you know that they're locked into these 3 bans. And if they leave you Azir, you take Azir over the Xin and you just play like Azir and Skarner, for example, and do the Gen G. And if they take Gwen or Rumble, you take the Xin anyway, and Baus isn't picking Gwen or Rumble away, so you can then take that. I think... Sorry, wait, I didn't see your question, Redux. Let me jump back. What if LR leave Azir to handshake Xin and Trundle bans? I don't think Nemesis likes Aurora that much, and I think that's a problem. The fact that he doesn't like Aurora and Talia, those are the things he could really change that would make him even better. He probably has other answers into Azir, but it seemed like they didn't want to give the Azir. The problem is if you give Azir and then they take Skarner, it doesn't matter if they have, or any other tank. It doesn't matter if they have... oh, actually, I think I know what they're going to do. I just saw... Anyway, I'll finish this point. It doesn't matter if they have a bruiser top. You're still not winning front to back because Azir is the best front to back champ for mid lane, especially now, especially when you don't have like other things. If you ban the Trundle and they take Azir and then they take Skarner, it's hard. It's hard to win those 4v5s, even just from those 2 picks. No matter what he plays in top lane, if he just slams a blind Aatrox or something like that, it's still hard. So I actually don't think that LR should give them Azir because I think that's the one thing that breaks this idea that LR will always win the grouped up situations. So I think LR's best play is just to do the same thing again. Gwen, Rumble, Azir. As long as you have 3 answers into Xin, you're fine. Okay, they ban Trundle, we'll take Viego. Okay, they ban Trundle and Viego. Okay, we take... As long as you have that one thing, then we're okay. I think what Verdant are going to do is they're going to run one of their Maokai drafts. I think it's going to be Maokai and it's going to be Yone technically as a flex, but maybe just as mid lane, and it's going to be like Aatrox or something. That would be my guess, because I don't think you have these kind of specific comps, and to get through a whole best of 5 and never having played them always feels like absolute shit. Even if you would play it and lose, you'd almost rather play it and lose than not play it and lose. If you have like specific things, you'd never want to like come out of a best of 5 thinking like, well, we could have played this or we could have done this. Feels terrible. Like, for example, in winter, we came out feeling a bit like we could have tried that fucking 5 top lane picks thing. That would have been really cool. Can you sack the game for better bans if you lose? I don't think you should. Not at this stage. When you've been so on top as LR, like, you shouldn't sack a game. You shouldn't give them any breathing room. I think if you get a 50-50 draft, you win. I think if you get a draft that outscales, even if it's a worse draft, you probably win. So I think you shouldn't sack a game just for getting rid of like fearless picks or anything like that. So that's my thinking. We would pressure the Xin a lot if they were banning these. We would obviously take the Aurora. I don't know why Aurora's gone through. I haven't really watched League since we got locked out, I'm not going to lie. So apologies if everyone's like, oh, Aurora got like mega nerfed, even though I think it's the same patch. The fact that you can't threaten the Yunara is a nightmare. If you then suddenly can, and actually you were saving, you've played some Yunara and it went really well, but it wasn't that good and you're not super comfortable on it, now is the time. You don't want to leave this series thinking like, I never played the Yunara that I could have played. So this is the time to play it. In which case you leave both of these up. You ban Sion, you ban Gragas, and you ban whatever the fuck you want, Janna, some shit. And then you take the Yunara as a first pick. They goes in or Trundle, you go the other one. That's the other. Those are the two, I think, best solutions. I think what they might do is the Maokai, and I don't want them to, but they could. So we'll see.
What you should do is reiterate the bets that you have for anyone that missed it, because I'm excited to see you in a maid costume.
Wait, you too? So the bet was a long time ago in, we started this in Copenhagen, okay? A viewer just set up, hey, if Los Ratones loses, I'll go bald. And then he went on Twitter like, can I get something from you? So if they lose, or if they lose through the split, can you do something? I'm like, yeah, you pick, and he picked
A
me
mate
dressing
outfit.
as a mate.
French
which was
made
not on his
Italy
plan.
Ultron.
That's horrifying. That's absolutely horrifying.
No. So
Verdant need to log in. I'd rather see someone go bold.
oh yeah, true. As soon as you start leaving up one of the power picks, you're going to have to trade because of red side. But it depends. Last time they banned Azir too, no?
It will be an experience for sure.
Let me see.
Though, my predictions are on the line here. I wanted 5 games. I wanted it to be close.
I mean, guys, anyone who's saying 5 games is mega coping.
Would be really, really
Wait, was
okay.
it Azir first? We never saw.
No, like I said, they
Is the order left to right? I really hope they didn't ban Azir first. If they banned Azir first, that's a terrible ban order.
I don't know if they'll pull it out.
Because Azir is the only one they threaten, and we don't see the order. Here, it looks like it's left to right. Because up here it would be left to right. So it looks like it's Azir first. I really hope it's Azir last. But that would make no sense. They'd be banning right to left, and these would be running left to right. If it's Azir first, this is bad. Don't ban Azir first, please.
Are we going to champion? Okay. Is anyone who believes in Verdant?
I heard
No one should believe in Verdant now.
there are 3 people.
What about Los Atones?
Yeah, so okay, so they did. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why Azir ban first is bad, because they're always banning Gwen Rumble.
Realistically speaking, they are 2-0 up. They should win it from here. It would need to be a reverse sweep.
Champion select is on a way.
It's not just 2-0. It's like, yeah, look, they ban. Okay, right. So Gwen Rumble. Yeah, you're right.
Again. Verdant.
So now it's Yunara and Azir, and now you're stuck.
Gragas and Waters got for tone ban, the Gwen and the Rumble.
Okay, so they are threatening the Yunara.
Not giving them too much comfort, and it's gonna keep happening.
So you're going to be Yunara without Jinx. Yunara Azir trade is okay as long as you have something different into the Azir.
Main answer in the mid lane is that Orianna.
I don't think you should take.
I'm definitely looking as a potential pickup here.
You got to lead both.
Yunara's open as
Kadri,
well.
you got to lead both. Surely.
Wait,
Good.
the Aatrox is open for
So Leona, really strong support.
Oh, they leave Aatrox.
I mean, we're done for the year, Max. Probably. So I just put them on stream for ages. That was our champion pool for this patch, which is currently going on, and we're done for the year. Even if we do play, it will be an extra couple of patches from then.
I think this is really good, right? You get your
So it's Yunara without the counter.
take that away from Nemesis. Yes, you give up the
I think you should have gone Yunara there. I think you have to play into Azir with Ziggs.
Lulu is not a bad possibility later
I think you go Yunara and you go Maokai Ziggs.
They took away the Maokai. And
Maokai takeaway is a nice idea. Zin is still up though. Just go Zin, no? Or Skarner.
we're running out of options for the jungle as well. Jarvan is out, Pentin is out. The Shin
I'm not as familiar with the. I haven't touched on our prep to look at the Verdant draft or anything like that.
Potential possibility into tank junglers. I think it could be really, really interesting. It's a good pairing with the Azir. This front to back would be really, really nasty. Verdant are going late game.
Yeah, and they're taking the Sivir as the answer to Yunara. This has to be all planned.
That's how they found their footing in
I don't know why this is like talked about. Like you have to have discussed this.
go back to your roots.
If you're leaving one, you have to decide that they're leaving both. I'm practice drafting with a team that I'm helping draft tomorrow. Was thinking about taking your champion pool to have a more real draft pool rather than picking. Yeah, take him. But I would say it should be something that you talk about with them. Because for me, like I would prioritize comfort over anything, pretty much. So it is going to be the only answer. And there's no Braum to fuck around with these like melee mid laners.
I know you and Treats were talking about this, previously, that the Yone could be the one now into the banning phase. Maybe from LR you take a peek at the supports because it's running out of options, and you will probably take that first.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously gotta mention the Aatrox, right? We've talked about it, still not been banned. Could be like
I really wish the LR jersey had more texture. Maybe it does, but from range it doesn't look like that.
Something like a Nico, if they want to go down that route. Karma's like one of the best answers into the Nico, so it'll be interesting to see if they picked up as another.
I don't think Reckless plays Nico that much, does he?
On off-wall, but maybe he will. It's a, I think he said in one of his streams it's a back pocket pick that he could go to. A champion that stands out really, really high.
But yeah, Max, use our draft pools for sure.
There's a world that we see some kind of Ornn pick right here and a counter pick from Baus.
Go for it. What I would do is I would have the draft pools, and I would also have a priority list of like, okay, if everything's up, I would take this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would take those down the list as they go. And then
Even if it doesn't fit in the comp, the on is just not SLT comfort.
I would talk about what each of those priority picks wants. So you pick Azir, you want to play front to back if you can.
If there's anything good available, you might just want to take it, but no.
Oh my god. Okay, Pals. Okay. Okay, we talked about sacking a game and getting rid of champions. Okay, it's blind pick Cassante for the Baus FFS. That is not something I ever considered. I was thinking Kled. I was thinking Jax, AP Jax blind pick. I mean, maybe these are all terrible, but like he seems to make them all work. Did not expect that whatsoever.
Many times I've been on desk, and it's the obvious choice. Torre does not play it. If he locks it in here, he'll be playing something I know at the very least recently he hasn't played a lot of. And Shen is one of his pocket picks.
Shen, okay.
He wants to go because he does not play the Leona.
Yeah, he's been just spam watching Keen, and he's like an absolute Cassante merchant. And really, like, he's just been holding himself back. He's like, I would just be rank 1 the second I locked in Cassante, but I'd rather just be challenger. It doesn't have that much. It doesn't have fast enough wave clear to be a Baus champ for me. I think the play style of just being an annoying prick, like all good Cassantes are, and being disruptive, I think is a Baus play style for sure. But it's not got good enough wave clear. I think if any champion has wave clear, it can be a Baus champ. Crit Sante. Does Crit Sante have more wave clear though? Again, all his weird builds, if you think about them, pretty much just more wave clear. AP Jax, more wave clear than AD. AP Volibear, more wave clear than Tank Volibear. AP Nautilus, more wave clear than Tank Nautilus. That's why he goes those weird builds. Well, not why, not the only reason, obviously, but one of the ones. Yeah, Tiamat. There you go. Tiamat Cassante. Now Ollie. Now you're talking. Now we've got a weird Cassante build that actually I could see the Baus going. Because that is the thing. That's the thing. Yeah, CDR Gragas more wave clear as well, and more Bomber and more wave clear.
You're pulling out the Joker here with Torre. I need at least 4 games in this arena, so Verdant will win it. Sounds fair.
I think Lost Return is cleared draft. Mo is a Malkayone believer.
A strong belief in 3-0 for the Rats. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but I know the casters will take it away as soon as we jump.
I think as well, actually, to be fair with the Cassante, is that if Verdant get Cassante, and they've got Azir, Cassante, Sivir, Xin, it's pretty fucking OP. Like, you just have to be better players, honestly, to win this, I think.
And they look set up. This is probably the comp I'm most scared about from them. This looks really dicey.
It's terrible.
I just...
I mean, just to be blunt, I mean, I look at specifically as well.
It's interesting. I just have completely the opposite read to every single draft so far. I think this is the best draft for Verdant. I think this is a risk draft for LR. I don't think they do this draft if they're not 2-0.
Last Yone incident for LR was Nemesis tilted off his brains. And there was a whole discussion that went on about Velia not really being able to play a lot of AP champions over in the jungle because Nemesis doesn't really fancy playing certain matchups on the Yone. However, a Yone versus Azir matchup is
Why didn't neither of the junglers have
the same champion.
pot?
Azir
I know it's this thing
and Yone
of like, if you're full clearing, it's better, but it's 50 gold.
is more than happy to get that.
Is it really not worth it if the shit happens? Like, to see that they're low? That's one of those things that, like, I'm always a bit suspicious of.
He wants to be MVP, man. That's it.
I don't know if it's something we just trick ourselves into. I mean, this bot lane should be a mega disaster now for Verdant. Not, I mean, the actual lane itself.
Crowny has been, I feel like, one of the most pivotal players for LR. Again, Crowny with a gold lead is an LR that wins the game. We couldn't quite get
I actually think Verdant should have gone the Yunara in this trade.
But take it from me, they never lose when he is.
Tiamat Collector, Profane Hydra, LDR. the thing actually is though, this is like the only champion in the game where you don't get more damage doing that build. Like, is that even more damage than tank Cassante? Because doesn't the tank also turn all your increase all your damage? I think this is debut for Bausante or Cabause. I don't know how we should say it.
He has had first blood or been involved in 100% of first bloods in this series. He has an incredibly high stat of that throughout the regular series and season as well. But he's been using on SLT.
After full clear, you're 100 gold away from an AD for AD jungle. Yeah, but then you're 50 gold away.
So I'm glad to see Danka move towards the
So does it matter?
You know, Sivir not particularly the highest damage champion early.
That's what I thought, is that if you do the extended clear, you get the gold anyway. And if you just do the one clear, you don't get the gold. But maybe that's wrong.
Crowning out the game just to take some steam out of it.
Yeah, I'll tell you how this is gonna go, okay? Crown and Reckless are gonna push this lane. Velia's gonna be able to move in, both side river. And Danka's gonna have the Walk of Shame back top side for the Underskull.
Cabause. I like Cabause the most. I have to say. He's OP on Cassante in Arena. I genuinely think, by the way, Arena is a fantastic place to practice champions. Because, like, the first time you play a champ... Oh my god, it's fucking doomed, isn't it? The first time you play a champ in Arena, you're like, oh my god, this is useless. And then you play it a bunch, you're like, okay, maybe it's not. I saw so many people playing Yunara and saying, like, Yunara is a useless champ when she first came out in Arena. And she kind of feels like that, but then also like, no. And then you're like, okay, actually, I just need to be more comfortable. Can we appreciate the instant cult? Yeah, this is like, what have you done? What have you done to Bao? Yeah, Bao. Someone needs to do the meme of like Baus with playing Cassante with a Doran's shield, and then the Marlon Brando thing from The Godfather. Like, what have you done to my boy? And send it to Cadril. This is not, yeah, what have you done to my Baus? This is like a normal build and a normal champ. And he's going to go, in seriousness, surely he's going to just go some 5, right? But they give more wave clear, but it's not like the one-shot wave clear. That's the thing, like AD Jax doesn't have like no wave clear, but AP Jax can tank the wave and one-shot it. You know? Like, tank Cho'Gath doesn't have no wave clear, but AP Cho'Gath one-shots it. Same with Volibear, you know? So it's not about like a little bit of wave clear, it's like what is the max possible wave clear on my champ, and then what might be useful. It's like the first question is, yeah, maybe Odo just beat him too many times in 1v1, so he's like, this fucking champ is OP. He's also going Aftershock as well.
Up there. I'm curious actually to ask my intelligent people, what are we making of the Shen? What is the Shen's role here for Verdant?
Well, I would typically say that the Shen's role from support is typically to kind of overload one side of the map and then cover.
I think Leona, by the way, would have been better than Shen. I don't know what they're worried about for the Leona pick. Nautilus, Rel were gone, Braum is gone, Renata maybe. Renata would be a bit annoying. I remember one of his arena videos with Cassante's damage scales based on more armor and more. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's why Cassante like feels like a Baus champion in the way that it plays when you see like Keen play Cassante, because it's just like super disruptive, super annoying to play against, actually mega high skilled. If you're good at it, it just feels completely OP. But it's not a Baus champion in the fact that it doesn't have that much wave clear and it scales off resists, so you can't just like mess up the wave clear, you know? So like Nautilus doesn't have that much wave clear. Full AP Nautilus does, because his E just one-shots the wave, and so you just go full AP and then you one-shot the wave. So that's what I meant by the fact that it's like it is a Baus champion and it's not. But yeah, it's armor and magic resist scale off scale Cassante's damage, both in general, but then especially when he ults. And he's just going full armor items. That's 100 1v1s against Rumble and still never played it. Yeah, but Rumble is like so different. I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, I feel like if no one played Rumble, Baus would play Rumble. I feel like Rumble actually could be a Baus champ. You just overheat on the wave with your Q on and just one-shot it as you die. And then you're still like OP in team fights. No, like Baus doing normal stuff is not scary. Baus doing Baus stuff is the scary part. If I could have a game where like we play Baus versus Chachi and they both play normal stuff and he plays like normal build Cassante versus anything that Chachi plays, I'm confident. Yeah, exactly. Like you just rumble out the wave. It's perfect. No, exactly. This is my point. Is that if Rumble was the least picked champ in the game, I think Baus would play Rumble. Not that he only plays weird stuff. Like not that he only plays, but like if he hadn't played against so many Rumbles who are just like bad and then win anyway because Rumble's broken, I think he wouldn't. Oh my god, that was such a nice cancel from Valia. Okay, the trade back there. He's going to get out with the third Q. Okay, going to get 2 grubs. Fine in gold, but they're going to get 2 grubs. This is not controversial, he would. Okay, good. Because obviously we played against him for a year, but I don't watch enough of his streams to know if he's actually just trying to be a bit controversial, or if he's just accidentally doing it. I have friends who are both. Accidentally controversial and intentionally controversial. Like, I stopped, like, there are people who are like, oh, I stopped liking Bastille because they became mainstream, even with the same songs that I used to like. And then there's also people who are just accidentally controversial. Librarian Gragas, but really Armor Cassante, Blacksmith Cassante. He's still he's still doing something different. Like he's still min-maxing. Triple. I love it. This, by the way, I actually saw something that Petu was talking about with this. Like this chain vests are actually super fucking OP in terms of like percent value. Like they're gold efficient. It's going to be what? Sunfire. What? I can't remember what even builds from this now. Like Sunfire and Jack Show and the Sheen one. Like I almost calls it Frozen Fist again. Deadman's maybe, yeah. Deadman's also works. I think it's going to be Iceborne. Sunfire is the flamey one and armor item, no? And but I mean he's so strong doing that. And this is what like I saw Watley talking about, like why do people go Heartsteel? They should just go 3 Giants belts. Probably he's right. Like pro players and pro coaches and the whole like competitive system is so scared of innovation, or like it's so difficult to do anything different, because if you do something different and you lose, you're an idiot. And if you do the same thing and you lose, it's fine. So like this is why I love having Baus in the game, because like in the pro game, I mean, because he's just like, he just doesn't care. Like he's just gonna do. Okay, so Shen ults. I think if Shen didn't ult, he actually might kill him. Shen was... What? Why did he walk into one of these things? Did he not think that... Maybe he didn't think Marco had the damage? Torre's like, I got it. Don't worry about it. Okay, that's quite generous. Okay, that's quite generous. Okay, I take it back. I apologize. Look how fucking generous that is. That's a pause. I changed my mind. I thought he was like moved out of the way of Torre. Yeah. They want to hedge, but also because you're changing teams so much and all that kind of thing, you can't be seen as the person who just does the shit builds. And a way to the only way to never do a shit build is you just always do everything everyone does. But that also means you're never going to do the best build, because the best build is the one that no one else is doing. Mostly. So this I'm not sure if this still works, but LS said that Milio's passive applies to, like, multiple times on every single one of the builds, the attacks.
And it just feels like this has been the story of so many objective contests from Verdant, where it's just not been on the
So this must be for the gold, the max armor you can get, surely.
It's quite bizarre to see, frankly.
There's no way that any item is better than 3 chain. 3 chain vests in the boots.
Nemesis, 12 minutes in, 13 rather. You have to wonder if he's basing for a blade. Must be a wave or two away. 120 CS and a kill. Must be what he's waiting for down there. He'll have that certainly by the time the Herald falls.
Showing himself. Torres in the area, so is Senkux and Danker. So Nemesis could be a somewhat juicy target, although Danker reveals himself quite early. Nemesis is just going to make the breakaway. Torres looks for the taunt. The Fate Sealed is burnt. I think he could have finished.
That's his Rammus build as well.
Meanwhile, this is what we see time and time again. Verdant attack.
I mean, Crown, it's just like an AD diff a lot of these games, to be quite honest. Like, the way they play together has been good. The drafts, I think, have been much better for LR in general, but also it's just Crowny diff.
So it was pretty free from LR to push that mid lane again, put more resources into Crowny. I felt like Devon wishes he had like the warm hug that LR gave to Crowny and just get force fed. Look about force fed.
We're looking for the dive onto Nemesis. Danker was in a weird.
And Nemesis is just going to be focused purely on farming. Like, on these kind of champs, he's not going to care about pressure or anything like that. I don't know the weakness of this team. I think a lot of the weakness is some of the weaknesses, like the champion pools, and the fact that they do get quite complacent because they've been beating so many people. And I think actually for a lot of people, they can just genuinely get like out. Okay. Here's my thing. The weakness of LR, if there is one, is the simplicity of the way they play. And so that means if you're not good enough, they will just beat you, and you know how they're going to beat you, and they're still going to beat you. But if you are as good as them, they're not going to find a way to beat you. You know? Like, the way that it's like Gen G, right? The way that T1 play, for example, can beat better players because it's just so weird and different and like high risk, and like they can lose to worse teams than them, but they can also beat better teams than them. Whereas Gen G is just like they're just the best players, and so they just play the. I mean, this is so oversimplified, but I'm just giving something a go. And I think LR maybe is the same. So I think if you can match LR, like, okay, if we pile together some of our winter and some of our summer roster, maybe we could do it. You know, like our bot lane from summer and from winter, and our top half from summer. Maybe. Yeah. Now you've got your predicted build, by the way. Exactly what you said would happen. And it's just, I mean, it's 3K is like stun already, right?
I don't think they brought their axe.
Just a boomerang.
Just the boomerang.
Actually, two.
Oh, hold on. Crowny has popped ghost.
They can't get caught by the Fate Sealed, and that is one dead pigeon. They're going to try and chase onto him, but he goes down. Crowny secures the kill. Meanwhile, topside, Velia throws out the ultimate, does make the connection. Q3 lands from Bows as Velia.
And I just think like
Sits up the dive beautifully.
The team that's supposed to be making cross-map plays are getting cross map played on both
Yeah, it's
sides of
done.
the map at the same time. And LR, it feels like right now just have firm control of this game.
Just keep going. They popped up the rift
Is it
zone.
because his wave clear also is going to scale off?
On top lane tier 2. This is just pure domination. Nemesis Scorecard, he make it out.
Nice taunt into a quick knock up from Danker. Secures himself the kill. Nemesis going down. Shut down in the pocket of the Xin Zhao.
And they got 2 towers. Like it's done.
But frankly, the goal's going on to Xin Zhao. Who cares? It's not Azir, it's not Sivir.
And this, I was literally about to say, once again, Devon is just left to play their own game. You've got a scaling ADC, and you're not putting resources into your Sivir. I feel like LR are playing perfectly towards the people.
It's done, guys. Seems mega done.
This at least feels nice. If Verdant
Yeah,
gets
yeah, yeah. So it's Iceborne.
fight, however, if it goes
It's Iceborne before Sunfire. Sunfire gives you more. I mean, okay, they brought up Nord, but guys, we won this one shot, were we? Like our third game in the first final went to like 50 minutes, and we almost won.
being buried in this game 3.
Our third game in the second final. That one wasn't actually. I know that one was really close as well. That came down to a like mega flank from Nemesis.
You're trying to steal from Mount.
So actually, fuck you, Jake.
Are you serious?
Why we were better than this? Why, this is just mega stomp. But yeah. Anyway,
I mean, he tried. He walked in Q. Nice. Doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. Let's say it as it is. This is pure domination from LR. They have a team that scales fantastically well into the early game. Your pivot is that Maokai when he gets the Leandris. They've used him so well. Velia has been getting down and dirty since the very early stages of this game. And suddenly Nemesis is going to come through online when the second, third item comes through. Crown is going to get there as well. He's already almost there. 4-0, 2K up.
yeah. Have you been watching the voice comms,
He has
Roger?
Hey,
They look like they're having a bit too much fun. Even all the games, even in game 1, they were just kind of like fucking around a bit. Once they got to like the we've scaled point.
Yeah, they're quite quiet when they get kills, but when it's Baus, they cheer for it.
Let you know the state of the game. At this point,
it's not looking good, man.
it's not looking good.
Yeah, it's a disaster. I'll quickly be right back, and then I'll come back and watch the end.
What have Verdant
Oh,
got?
drop the question. Drop the
They've
question.
got scaling, right, in the
Do the
Sivir and
professional
Azir.
thing. Yeah.
What's their conditions?
Well, look, they've got wave clear. I can say that.
Yeah.
That they do.
They've.
They don't have many towers to wave clear under.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem
point.
that they are running into.
Oh, sorry.
right
We're
now.
being optimistic. Sorry. I'll stop.
Yeah, thank you. They can. Okay, great right side. They can only lose that account once. True, right? Like, there's only one of those in the game. And it's up now.
Torres looking at Crowny.
Yeah,
Can't find
he's
him,
just
can't
out.
find
He's
him.
too quick. The slow makes the connection. Baus is also here. Devon is also
just
kind of
dead.
far away. SLT, where are you going? Back to the grey screen. Crowny's damage is absolutely disgusting right now. 5-0 on the Yanara.
Only one icon can be lost.
I feel like Verdant unfortunately are falling into the Nord trap, where it's like we tried the early game, we tried the late game. Baus is trying to.
Oh my god, did they turn the whole game around?
Let's see if
He'll
they
just
can
walk
get
out.
gold onto the right person. Or
He
Baus.
just walks out.
He just
They
walks
did
in,
not.
Yeah, fine. Atacam secured.
In game 1, Rekka was tilted because the pause they're trying to have fun. I mean, it hasn't looked close at any point in this series. I mean,
It was a bait and switch after all, and it just feels nasty at this point. Cruel. Baus is hanging the carrot in front of them, and they can't even get a nibble.
I feel like it's really refreshing seeing him on a champion that he doesn't usually play, having a build that he doesn't really ever build on any other tank. He's actually building tank. And
like, look how tanky Baus is, like, with his actual build.
until Crowny dives in.
The damage is
They
too
were
high.
very pleased as well.
Listen to the crowd though. They are so excited.
I mean,
They know what's coming.
things up. We've seen it twice before. They've gone 2-0 up, both in Nottingham and in Copenhagen. And they have been able to tie that bow in game 3. They haven't dropped a single game in a finals all year long as Nemesis jumps onto Senkuk. Senkuk shuffles him back, but Nemesis repositions. Torre is here, missing out on the taunt though.
I mean, they're just having fun. Like, he's literally just trying to like 1v1 someone when the enemy has Shen and he has no idea where the enemy jungler is. And he just does not care because he knows they're just going to hard shove mid. They're going to take so long to kill him. They literally almost died. And then they're just going to... I mean, guys, you watched these other series. Like, this is more one-sided. No, it's my one hope. This is an absolute slaughter. This whole series, like, I don't know why anyone said game 1 was close. It was not even like the whole series was just a murder. I don't think there was 5 minutes in this whole series where it looked like Verdant were ever going to pick up a game. I mean, Velia is literally Wing in for fun. He knows he's dead. He's going to get a kill. He's going to get 2. He's going to get 3 kills. What is happening? Why are they so fed? They're so fed. This is just a murder in game 3. No, but the problem is the first few minutes of the first game, Verdant needed to be ahead. So the fact that it was even meant that they were behind. It's like they honestly, in the first game, they needed to be like 5k up at 15 minutes. Or like, okay, that's too much. They needed to be like 2 or 3k up at 15 minutes. So the fact that the game is even at 10 minutes is not even. That's what I mean, it's not close. This is just an absolute disaster. They're so much better than the rest of the NLC, including us. Yeah, true. You can feel better about it. It looked like they have to actually play properly. Now it looks like I could sub in and LR would win. Baus could DC and they'd win. Like, if Baus's client fails again, just keep playing. Don't worry about the pause, guys. You're still going to win the game. Just hundreds, just like 80 to zeros. This Sivir knocks them into the thing. One even gets tanked by Gragas. I mean, Gragas, no. I mean, Velia is just. No, they're just so fucking. They're just too good, guys. They're just too good.
That is nasty. That is a nasty match. 7-1. It's got the unending despair as well. So.
It's not even just that. I think for me, like, it's Crowny's hands, it's Nemesis's like thinking about the map, and Reckless's as well. I do think Velia and Baus are really good, but I think you could put any jungle and top who are like good enough, and they would win as well.
I don't see how Verdant going to be able to push forwards for this one. Baus is soloing Devon. Oh, Devon, he can't even get close. They have to use the redemption onto him. They are going to try and find a bit of damage off as that Danker taken out by Nemesis. Baus incredibly low, will get picked up by Devon. Baron?
Really late redemption from Reckless.
Especially with SLT about to gnaw out. If he finds a good clip, maybe on the Crowny, maybe on the Nemesis, he's going to be able to do it. But the Fate Seal comes forward. That's the shuffle back. They look for the opening. Crowny is shut down, but Devon is going to get killed up by Velia. That's the pick up onto him. Torre dashes away, but they're able to secure the kill in response. A double kill onto Nemesis. Torre trying to blast cone away as he taunts over. Smited by Velia for the slow as Torre's limping away from this one.
Yeah, Oliver, it'll be spam with Crips this final, but what everyone should do is watch this stream of the final, which will be on YouTube tomorrow, because I'm going to cut out the intro. Actually, I'll put it on straight away. I mean, it's just over. Like, it is completely over. As soon as the second game didn't go well, it's over. I think they've got nothing left. They got no last like ace up the sleeve. This is the thing. Like, it's just what I was worried about. Like, we were bad, and it made everyone other than like no one was a serious threat to LR this split. And as it turned out, we weren't in the other splits either, but it looked like at some stages that we could be. Whereas like our game against Verdant, for example, like both teams were just not very good. Like we were terrible, they were better. But they weren't good. And that was the worry. Because LR are absolutely the team that will just like expose you if you're not good enough. And so this is what they do.
Showing a monumental amount of discipline and not giving Verdant an inch.
I mean, they're not showing any discipline, man. They are literally just running it and they don't care. They're just going for like 1v1s. Like, Baus is just going to walk forward. Everyone's at base. Who cares? Like,
Around all neutral objectives, they've got the extra soul that makes them even more tanky. And I feel like right now is as easy as get pressure on 2 lanes, open up the base. I mean, half of
in the wave of Reddit analysts that know this one small trick that makes every team a wild champion.
overextended and end the game.
I mean, it's just
We see SLT throw the Gnar down. Velio throws his ult. Doesn't actually make a connection onto anyone, but Dank get picked up by Crowny.
scaling on this comp as well is fucking insane.
Goes forwards as well. Oh my word, where did Devin's health bar go? Double kill for Crowny as he's chasing
Yeah, an Enchanter plus Yunara is pretty balanced in the late stages of the game.
secures himself a kill off the back as well as Reckless takes down SLT.
Yeah, Baus did a greedy build after all of that. He's got Jack Show. Jack Show gives you some MR. But maybe my guess is that Armor gives you better scaling for damage than MR does. I mean, that was an absolute slaughter. We are most certainly in Sweden. That was not even a little bit close. That was just an absolute murder. I mean, it sucks for NLC, but they need to go to another region, man. Like, they need to go to another league. Like, they should do a tour of ERLs if they're allowed to. Like, go LVP next, then LFL after that, then Prime League after that. You know, just do the tour. I mean, hype stream. We just go silent. Should have some texture here, guys. Just saying. Texture in the middle bit. Texture. Like their cool texture on the side. Okay, well, this silent stream, I'm gonna not watch. So, thanks everyone for watching. Even after an hour and 40 minutes of delay, it's still done by 9. So. Yeah, I might well co-stream Amir if they go. Or I'll either co-stream it or I'll do like reviews of it. I quite like doing these like late review watch party things because it gives like a little bit of a different perspective. Like you can watch it in the Roffle file, which I don't mind. I think that's quite nice. Does no one want to be talking over this, by the way, for the stream? No one wants to be saying like, and they've won every single split. The most dominant team in the history of ERLs. Los Ratones. No one wants to be saying that. No, we're just chilling.
Ratones winning 3 times in a row.
Yeah, now they're going back. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I like the like shield, and then I like the like Nord theme. I thought it might be heavy, but it's not. Okay. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today. Next week, I'm gonna see what I'll do next week. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm gonna start being busy in the mornings. I'm gonna go back to school and learn French, And so I might be doing streams in the afternoons, but I'm not sure. I think if they do a EMEA Masters, I might well co-stream the LR games. I should probably do the Verdant games as well and the Rich Can games, but that feels more painful somehow. But anyway, I will let you know. If you want to stay up to date with everything I'm doing, do join the Discord. I'll always be posting like schedules and stuff there. I will try and post it on Twitter as well, but never so sure about posting on Twitter, whereas on Discord you can always ask. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you soon, probably sometime next week.